a great day to be alive on this Wednesday. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. My name is Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace and Brad Nortman on a Weed Man Wednesday. Set up a lot of people with a Weed Man. It's getting out of that rain. I'm getting old. The rain made me happy because I get to watch the seeds of what Weed Man's work grow the grass even greener. Get me excited for that first cut coming on Sunday of Memorial Day weekend. Getting old, folks.
I wondered when that day would come, when I looked at the rain and say, gosh, we needed it. Thank goodness that rain came. We needed it. I've arrived.
Yeah, I admired my grass this morning as well. I said, baby, look how green our grass is.
It legitimately looks greener than the neighbors.
No, mine does.
It feels good. It's not a competition, but we're winning.
Oh, it's a competition.
We're winning because of Weed Man.
We're losing because of what a Homer said yesterday. Not we. He's losing. Because the Brewers are winning now. They took the lead 2-1. Go Brewers.
Oh.
Head scratcher from my guy Homer. And I will call Homer my guy forever. But goodness gracious. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around this one. And I'm looking forward to having Homer as we usually do at 4:45 before the Homer Hour. Yesterday, Homer and John Anderson were discussing the Brewers. Jackson Chourio right now hasn't been in the greatest couple weeks. I believe he's 0 for his last 24. Then he got hit yesterday. I know he's got a hit today. But he is one of the youngest everyday starters in Major League Baseball with one of the best possible contracts you could find for someone who's an emerging superstar. And for context of a little slump that he's having this year, he did the exact same thing last year and came on monstrous at the end of the season. He was too late to put himself in the NL Rookie of the Year voting, obviously with Paul Skeens doing what he did as the pitcher for the Pirates last year. But Jackson Chourio is a staple of what the Brewers Foundation will be over the next 8 years, and he gives you the opportunity to build pieces around him because of the great job that the Brewers did locking down a prospect that was so young, that they signed so young to be able to have an emerging superstar on your team for a long time. And so I find myself confused when listening to the Homer Hour, and Homer and John Anderson were discussing Jackson Chourio, and this is what you get.
Not unprecedented, you're right. I don't think he'd ever be considered a superstar if this keeps up. But
I'd trade him.
Less than 50 games into his first year.
I would trade him.
And my guess is why maybe a lot of people aren't talking about that. It's nice of you to shine a light on that. I bet the Brewers are working on that issue with him.
Oh, of course they are.
So
because if he doesn't get better, you got to trade him. He's not worth the money you're paying him, right?
No,
we're not discussing trading him for another several years.
Listening to John, I feel like John just even couldn't comprehend Homer's statement right there.
I don't know what to say. Trading Jackson Chourio, because you're paying, there was a part in there about if you're paying him too much. It's one of the most, it's probably the best deal you could potentially find for somebody that young in the MLB. And the only person that you would trade Jackson Chourio for is a clone of Jackson Chourio with the exact same contract as the Jackson Chourio you already have.
I'd like to propose a trade.
I'd like to hear your proposition.
I'd like to trade Homer from the Homer Hour, weekdays from 5 to 6 on ESPN Milwaukee, for Ben Brust's 1.5-year-old daughter.
She might be a little bit. It might say
I think
less
your daughter should host the Homer Hour.
She can say hi.
Can she?
Oh, hi. Ball. Ball.
More coherent than that opinion from Homer.
It frustrates me because I last night was watching the entire Brewers game, and I get frustrated early about some things, and then I'm like, all right, they Nick Mears came in, was that last night or 2 nights ago? I'm starting to get all these Brewers games confused. Regardless, they have won 3 straight. They are currently winning right now. And despite everything that has happened to this team, and despite frustrations that I had, I will get emotional about the Brewers. I will absolutely get emotional. They got blanked 4 out of 5 games. 0 runs, 4 out of 5 games. It's only natural for me as a competitor to want to see more and to want to see better. But from a holistic point of view, they have had 15 million different pitchers in the starting rotation. They don't have a solidified shortstop. Joey Ortiz today bunted one, popped. He can't even bunt correctly. Can't hit. He can't bunt. Sure, he can field. That's great. The shortstop, the third base, and the left field is an issue. Play Bowers every day now moving forward. I'm getting too deep into it. My point is Christian Yelich is batting under 200. He is well below the Mendoza line. I'm sick of watching ground outs to second base and first base every day. They have no strong left side of the infield and in the outfield. They have had pitching injuries and have still fought their way to one game under 500, and they are currently winning on their way to potentially being 500 again with everything going against them. They didn't add a bat in the offseason. They traded they let Willie Adames walk because they tried and make a run with him last year.
They did.
And that's part of it. Like, it's all part of how we got to where we are today. And despite all that, they're playing a team today with a better line. You would trade lineups any day with the talent that the Orioles have, but it doesn't matter because guess what? The Orioles have lost 8 in a row and they suck.
Yeah, they
have no pitching and they don't have a manager and they can't get it together. So despite everything that's happened with the Milwaukee Brewers this season, they are one game under 500, hopefully on their way to a win, which they're currently in and up right now in the bottom of the 7th. And I get frustrated that I even have to address the idea of trading Jackson Chourio.
Yeah. See, you said a lot of good things there, Ben, but you almost let Homer off the hook because you got so upset about the fact the Brewers lineup is kind of boo-boo on the left side. Pitching has been, not the best health-wise. You almost let Homer off the hook. This is a ridiculous, crazy statement. I'm telling you, I love Homer, but sometimes I think he has senior moments, right? Because this is a moment where John Anderson's like, oh, no, we're not doing that, Homer. Homer, contract, this is a phenomenal contract. Do we realize what we saw last year? In the playoffs, you saw Jackson Chourio go 5 for 11 and hit 2 game-tying home runs. The only person to do that since Babe Ruth. Do y'all know who Babe Ruth is?
I know him. I've never met him.
He was pretty good.
And he was the 5th youngest player to deliver multi-homer games, right? Like this is a guy in the playoffs, but this is a guy that is fantastic. He's just absolutely fantastic. And to think that because he's having a little slower start, he's not terrible. He's not playing awful, right? He's not like you got to bench him right now. You're thinking about trading him? Like, he skipped all the steps. Like, there's so many steps before you talk about trading somebody. First, you talk about give him a day off. Then you talk about maybe benching him. Then you talk about sending him to the minor. He skipped all of that and said, get rid of him? That would be the worst trade in baseball history. Like Ben said, there is nothing you can get in return for Jackson Chourio right now that would be worth it. He will get you more in a trade than what Giannis would. That's how...
Wow,
you make that
that's
face.
saying something.
Do y'all realize we have potentially a guy that could win multiple MVPs on our team? Just think back to the playoffs. He was 20 years old. Think about what he did in the playoffs last year.
He's a stud.
He was the best offensive player on the Brewers in the playoffs last year, and Homer's already ready to get rid of him. Remember, as Ben said, I think the last 90 games he played last year, including the playoffs, he was dynamite. Why would you even bring this up? This might be the dumbest thing. I thought Jesse Nelson saying Pat Murphy should be on the hot seat was stupid. Homer. This might be the dumbest thing that he has to have said in his career. And Homer has an illustrious career, a great radio host, even better play-by-play host, but this was downright dumb. Wait a minute. And this does not represent the views and opinions of anybody here at ESPN Wisconsin other than Homer. Steve the Homer True. That's the only one that represents.
Because I was going to say, if we were to get together as a KBN team and said, you know what? If we want to dismantle the Brewers franchise, if we want to ensure that they have so few future success, what would be the first steps that we would do? This would be the first step. The first step would be trade your biggest asset, your youngest star, on a controlled, low-value contract. He's 8 years, $82 million, making $10 million a year. That's a lot of money, but in the grand scheme of things. But it is nothing in Major League Baseball for his level of talent and the control that you have over his productivity over the course of that contract. Not only that, getting rid of Pat Murphy. I mean, we are legitimately suggesting things that would be of the greatest detriment to not only this team this year, but going into the future. So I just can't. You already said all the great things about him being in clutch, youngest 20-20 player of 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases in MLB history. They've been playing for a long time.
Trade him.
But we should just trade him. I mean, it is
After less than 50 games.
He's also
trade him.
batting 240 and went in a little slump.
Which isn't bad.
Guess who your highest
21.
guess what your highest paid player is doing? Going 0 for again, batting 186. 186 is Christian Yelich. We're too deep in the season paying him too much money. And they're still on their way to 500. Still on their way this early in the season.
I mean, I mean, it's not the ninth inning yet. You got to slow down with on your.
Even if they lose this game and they're 2 games behind, it means nothing to the statement that Homer made.
They've endured so much struggle, and the fact that they're only 1 game out of 500, hopefully that they're 500 by the end of this game, is nothing short of a short-term miracle.
It is. It is. It absolutely is. So again,
Trading Jackson Chourio.
when y'all told me this, I was so confused and baffled by what it was. I was like, what do you mean?
It would be the equivalent of trading Giannis in like 2018 or trading Aaron Rodgers in like
You're right.
2009.
After the Bucks
It's
lost
like,
to the
what?
Toronto Raptors, be like, you know what? Let's cut bait here.
Yeah.
Let's cut bait.
We're not gonna do
We
it.
can't do anything. So did Homer expound or expand on like why, or he just made
I
the
look
comment?
forward to having him on at 4:45 to learn more of the thought process because I don't know how you could come up with such thought.
Maybe he thought Jackson. He was talking about Christian Yelich. He said trade him. I trade him.
That's
I
the
think
only reasonable explanation.
Yeah,
If
okay.
you got the names crossed.
I'll have to ask Uncle Homer, the great Uncle Homer, about why he made those comments.
Rick and Pewaukee, you're up on the Carbless Talking text line 800-990-3776.
I think we should talk about Matt Arnold.
Why?
I mean, because he gave away a great asset in Corbin Burns for a pitcher who can't stay healthy and a shortstop who can't hit 180.
Mm-hmm.
Then he turns around and gives Williams away, which is a great asset
Mm-hmm.
for a pitcher who can't get healthy and for a third baseman who can't hit 180. And now now you read in articles that say they're thinking about if they're not in it, they're going to get rid of Freddie Peralta. I fear for what they could get for Freddie Peralta if they want to trade him with Matt Arnold.
Look, I hear you out, Rick, but ultimately, like, you had to get rid of Devin Williams, and it's too early to call that like a bad trade. First off, Devin Williams has been absolutely boo-boo for the New York Yankees. He lost the closer role.
Yeah.
He had a plus 14 ERA within the first month of the season. Luke Weaver has to close games while he's bringing in on the 8th. Corbin Burns, sure, hasn't been great with Joey. I get it. But this is what you get with the Brewers franchise. You weren't going to be able to pay Corbin Burns if you want to hold him. If you want to hold him accountable for the assets you get back. Sure.
Yeah, you should.
That's part of the equation.
Devin Williams' value does not equate to a Nestor Cortez who now is on the IL, and then Caleb Durbin who.
But despite Nestor's first appearance,
guy.
he had a great second appearance with the Brewers. So you can't close the books on that.
I always felt like it was a little light on the side of that trade because you traded for Nestor Cortez that wasn't going to be a long-term option. I kind of wanted more younger prospects for Devin Williams in return, so you don't get away with that one. Listen, he was value. You should have got more for his value. You should have got more in return for his value, and I agree. But I like Matt Arnold because he has been able to help restock this farm system.
I was actually
They're still doing more with less than most other MLB franchises.
He does a great job.
Look at the team they're playing against right now. They're loaded with talent. Loaded, and they can't put together victories because they're hot garbage. They have no pitching. They don't have a manager, yet somehow Chad Patrick and you name it. They bring in Quintana, and he comes in and obviously gets hurt and then is dynamite. Like, they pieced it together with just a hodgepodge of pitching. Freddie's the only guy that's been out there that you actually know of.
This is why
Brewers tend to find a way.
Yeah, and this is why I want to still be optimistic because once the pitching staff gets up, because they're not going to be hurt like this all year. Like, they're eventually going to have their moment because teams go up and down, up and down. And right now, if this is the Brewers down, they're playing 500 baseball, they're going to get hot at some point, right? I don't think Joey Ortiz is going to suck this whole year. I don't believe Christian Yelich is going to suck this entire year. I think eventually they're going to get it going, right? And once they get it going, that's when the Milwaukee Brewers go on a nice little run where they win 4 out of 5 games or win 8 out of 11 games, and all of a sudden they're playing catch up and they're right there in the thick of it for the wild card or maybe in the division. Maybe not the wild card. Teams keep playing well. And what happens, Trophy?
Well, the take by Homer that we were referring to. About 100,000 views on Twitter.
Damn.
Buddy.
Are you aware whose face appears very briefly in the background of the video?
No idea.
Somebody is walking behind Homer, leaving the studio.
Brad Nortman.
Oh, no, that's me.
It's Kyle Wallace.
Yeah, I went to go get my chips.
Kyle Wallace is associated with this video.
Wait a minute.
At the very beginning of the video, the first time Homer says, I would trade him, Kyle is walking behind Homer.
Kyle, you have a role in this. You should have stopped him right there.
This is like the equivalent of Alex Strofe doing the 3-cone combine drill, being the slowest, most athletic person in the entire world, and Brad Nortman's jersey was on him.
Yeah.
That's you for this right now.
Play a role.
Again, as I said before, the views and opinion that you hear on the Homer Hour from Steve the Homer True do not represent Kyle Wallace at all, or Kyle Brust and Nortman, the show from 2 to 5 here on ESPN Wisconsin. I was just going to
message.
I just need to go get my bag of chips that I left in here yesterday.
Was it worth it?
You could have stopped him.
Was it worth the bag of chips?
You should have said no.
I couldn't.
No.
I didn't hear what John Anderson was saying. I wasn't paying attention home. I was trying to get in and out without being a distraction. I did not know at that time. If I knew at the time he was saying that, I would have stopped and I would have got on the mic and would have said, let me stop you here, Homer, and save you from the embarrassment and save you from getting dragged on social media.
I've been a good teammate.
Yeah, but I was too sorry.
Protect him from himself.
You were too worried about your chips.
I love my chips.
Was it worth it?
Oh, hell yeah. I got barbecue chips and Lay's plain.
All right,
and I mixed them together in one bag.
Awesome, Kyle. Awesome.
And then the kettle crunchy ones. Oh, Ben saw me eat.
Oh, my gosh.
Ben saw me eat.
Chomps McGee over here is the loudest eater.
You're very theatric when you
They're
eat.
kettle. What am I supposed to do?
Close your damn mouth.
Even if I close it, it's like, I'm sorry. Ben was just looking at me like, really?
Kyle,
I was like,
I felt like you're a baby girl. Really? You're going to chomp like that?
I said, what do you want me to do?
Close your mouth.
That was funny.
I look forward to hearing from Homer at 4:45 because I'm just sitting here in disbelief. You know, it's like a weird feeling. It's like, did this dude really just did this?
Yeah, did he really just did this?
What? That's it, literally in honor of winning time. Pacers, Knicks, 30 for 30. John Stark saying, did this dude really just did this? And they're literally in the Eastern Conference Finals, and our guy Homer did this.
The context helps.
More next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Yeah, let them do it. I ain't doing it.
You're not going to hurt our
No,
feelings.
come on.
Just mine.
Homer, come on.
Yo, fuck, I should be doing this time. I should be 2 to 6. That good enough for you? You need any more? Nobody's as good as me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Truck drivers, are you tired of an outdated truck hurting your paychecks? At Schneider, we add new trucks to our fleet every year to keep drivers moving and racking up the miles. Our easy-to-use technology is designed to keep you safe and comfortable while also boosting your income potential. So, are you ready to get behind the wheel of a more reliable ride? Find jobs near you and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Hey, it's Kyle Walsh for Universal Windows Direct. May is officially the kickoff to home improvement season, and now is the time to tackle those big projects you've been putting off. Right now, during the home improvement season sale, you'll get an incredible 50% off your windows. But it gets even better. For a limited time, you'll get no interest and no payments for 12 months, and you'll receive a free entry door with your window purchase. Call 414-410-2000 or visit UniversalWindowsDirect.com to schedule your free in-home estimate today.
On Thursday, May 22nd, join Sharp Literacy for the 9th annual Unwrapped Milwaukee fundraising event from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 3rd Street Market Hall. Unwrapped is an evening of community, creativity, and food. Top area chefs will create gourmet appetizer, entree, and dessert bites using McDonald's ingredients. The fundraiser will support Sharp's STEAM-based educational program serving thousands of urban elementary students in 47 Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine schools. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org.
From on the court to in the classroom and in the community, the Champions for Literacy celebration with Dwayne Wade and Travis Diener will be an evening you don't want to miss. It's a party with a purpose. Hang out with stars and friends and make an impact by raising funds for literacy, setting kids on a path towards college and beyond. Join Wade and Diener on June 27th at the Garage at the Harley-Davidson Museum. Get tickets and full event information right now at wadevsdiener.givesmart.com. That's wadevsdiener.givesmart.com.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Mark Tosher here for Kohler Services. Well, if you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now's the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Nestled along the shores of Lake Michigan, the Knickerbocker Hotel offers a timeless escape in the heart of Milwaukee. Immerse yourself in the rich history of this iconic landmark where charm meets modern luxury. Picture yourself enjoying breathtaking lake views, luxurious rooms, and dining at one of the finest restaurants in the city. Whether you're visiting for a weekend getaway or a special occasion, the Knickerbocker promises an unforgettable experience. Your perfect stay awaits at the Knickerbocker Hotel. For more information and to book your next stay, visit knickerbockeronthelake.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. It's Weed Man Wednesday. Weed Man for the win.
If he doesn't get better, you got to trade him. He's not worth the money you're paying him.
We're not discussing trading him for another several years.
You watch your mouth, old man.
Homer. This might be the dumbest thing that he has to have said in his career.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman. Little mashup from Alex Strofe. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. You're right, Kyle. I shouldn't have said anything. Nick Mears gave up a sack fly. It's 2-2.
Yeah, you and Homer, I tell y'all,
Hey, not the same.
Nah.
On their way to being 500. Well, wait a minute now.
They still are.
They can be, yeah. If they win today, they would be.
Still are.
And if you watched any of the games, which I know you as a seam head has seen recently, the Brewers in tight games of late.
They just won 5-4.
Of yesterday. And when they were up yesterday, and all of a sudden, boop, 3 runs just like that. Now it's tied.
Yeah, same pitcher, too. It was 2 days ago, by the way. It was 5-4. 5-2 yesterday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was 2 days ago. Yeah, yesterday was more comfortable.
Much more comfortable.
Yeah.
I still feel like the Brewers' math on this.
No, Brad.
Come on.
Brad.
They went up late, and you have the ability to go out on the score and
Brad,
score a
just take your
touchdown.
time to be stupid, okay? Homer's being cooked for doing that. Now you're going to get cooked, too. They're going to really come after us.
I can't. Brewers' math is so much better received than that take.
It is. I'll say that. That's the one thing that's worse than Brewers' math.
Homer on trading Chourio.
Oh, 100%.
Matt LaFleur joined the Kay Adams show, and I really do love the way that Kay Adams just gets everyone to be their most comfortable self in interviews.
Twirl her little hair, start giggling, and get everybody just let loose.
Gets them all every single time.
I need to find that type of power.
Gets them every. You ain't got that.
Yeah, you ain't.
I do not have that type of juice.
He was receptive to adding a defensive lineman, according to himself on Kay Adams. in 1 second, per Alex Strofe.
You drafted some pass rushers, but I got to ask, are you open to adding potentially another one if they became available?
Okay, if it's up to me, we're never turning down great players. So, I'll be up there and talking to Goody and Russ and do whatever you got to do to bring as many good players in as possible. Because I know one thing, great players make great coaches. So if you have some great players, you're going to be a better coach because of it.
Guess what that means? You tell me, Brad.
We know Matt LaFleur, he's going to kind of tell the truth, but in a roundabout way. It tells me he does not believe in this D-line. How easy would it have been? Guys, I was part of teams where the coach would go up there, blatantly lie in front of the media. Now, not super blatantly, but protecting his team. Like if this question was proposed to any other coach in the NFL, coach speak answer would be, we love the guys that we have. They're grinding. I mean, this is like Goody's, oh man, we just see the development. We're excited to get out there and compete. But instead, Matt LaFleur doesn't take that route. He doesn't come right out and say, yeah, I'm concerned. Do you watch film last year? He says, I'm always looking to add guys. I would love to be in Russ Ball's office and Goody's office, saying he always wants to add guys. And even more importantly, he said, great players make great coaches. Maybe he feels a little bit of that uneasiness, right? That he feels like he needs to show something going further than just getting bounced early in the playoffs. So, Matt LaFleur, I hear you loud and clear, buddy. You want to improve the D-line just like we want to improve the D-line.
Yeah, it's pretty simple to read between the lines here. And what I love about Matt LaFleur, I mean, he really, to me, he didn't mince his words. When you think about the fact that he said he would immediately want to improve it, as Brad just said, if they asked him the same question about the safeties position, do you think he'll be talking about bringing in more people? No, he would praise how great Xavier McKinney was and how Evan Williams showed so many flashes. Can't wait to see him develop. And Javon Bullard, going to hopefully turn the corner in year 2. He would praise the guys at the position. If we talk about the running back position, he'll talk about Josh Jacobs and how well Emmanuel Wilson stepped up last year and Chris Brooks out of nowhere played well. And also we get Marshawn Lloyd. He'll talk about the guys in the room. But for this, he said, I will take any talent that I can get. And when I hear that type of conversation, that means that man is knowing that when he looks at that defensive line, they have flaws, they have deficiencies where he feels like they can upgrade the room. A guy does not say, I'll take more guys if he believes in the guys in the room. And clearly based off of this, when he looked at that defensive line that he has, we'll go with the first-round picks. When you talk about a Devontae Wyatt, you talk about a Lucas Van Ness, you talk about a Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark having a combined 16.5 sacks last year compared to a Trey Hendrickson who is begging and pleading to get out of town. He wants to leave Cincinnati.
He's not coming here, Kyle. He's not coming here, guys.
He's trying to leave.
Matt LaFleur wants him.
And Matt LaFleur knows he's trying to leave.
When has Matt LaFleur had any poll about players coming to the Green Bay Packers?
He's gonna go to
Matthew Gold. He got his guy.
You know yourself that Goody wanted to take the D tackle.
He got his guy. He had listen, the guy Derek Harmon fell off the board, and Matthew Gold was the next one. Matt LaFleur was excited. He was ecstatic.
Goody also knew there was a need, and he also drafted a wide receiver in the 3rd round, which is also making a statement about what Goody wanted.
That's on par for what Goody wanted to do in the 3rd round, but he had to do it in the 1st.
Goody and Russ Ball, they better lock their office doors. Matt LaFleur said, I'm coming to your office.
It means nothing when, sure, he's saying what he would like, but it's not going to spur any action. It's not going to change the roster now from the start of the season. You're not going to magically have T.J. Watt or Trey Hendrickson, show up to 1265.
So why doesn't Matt LaFleur just say that then? He knows.
Because Kyle was doing the Kay Adams hair twirl thing, and he's like, oh, you know what, Kay? Great players make great coaches. He was feeling
probably
himself.
Waiting to say that with a little smirk.
Yeah, he's playing the game.
I think he needs to play the game. He needs to twirl his little hair. He's a handsome guy. He needs to go out there and charm Goody. That's what he needs to do, because when I talk about
they don't make personnel decisions based off the way the head coach wants. It's what we've learned about the Green Bay Packers silo system and how Goody makes decisions.
I know, but they know. They all have conversations, and obviously LaFleur wants to bring in somebody else. He's not going to, sit here and say we got to bring in somebody else, but we all see that a guy who had more sacks
you would say the same thing. We'd all say the same thing. We all want somebody else on the defensive edge to help them, but it's not going to happen.
LaFleur just wants to win a championship. That's
of course.
That's what it comes down to.
He didn't say anything wrong. All I'm saying is what he said didn't matter.
But see, this is where my frustration comes in with the Green Bay Packers organization is that Matt LaFleur, he knows talented guys, and he knows that they have lack of consistent talent on that defensive line. And so he's just sitting here saying, yeah, it would be nice to bring in a couple other guys that can help put us over the top. It's so disappointing as a Packer fan to see this team is so close. The Packers are so close to winning the championship. You bring Jair Alexander back, okay, you get rid of one potential issue, and now you're talking about, we add Nate Hobbs. We have Carrington Valentine on and going into his third season. Maybe Caitlin King. Maybe he take now you're talking about how good the room can be, and you're eliminating a hole in this football team. And so if you can eliminate as many holes as possible, that puts you in the best position to potentially win a championship. And that's all Matt LaFleur wants. And Kay Adams got it out of him. Shout out to Kay.
Kay, she's crafty now. She's crafty. She got Josh Jacobs to basically say they're a few guys away.
There's one thing that Kyle won't let us share, and I'm not going to share it right now. It's your middle name.
Oh,
Kay Adams would have your middle name out there so fast. No. So Kyle,
I ain't no thotty. Can't get me.
What's your middle name? Hair twirl.
Blah blah blah.
That's probably what Matt LaFleur said before too. He's like, I'm not going to give up anything. I'm a steel trap. And then all of a sudden, he's talking about the D-line, about how he wants to knock on Goody's door to go get somebody.
He probably went after he got done. He listened to that interview. He probably said, I said, what? I don't remember saying that, bro. She got me. That potion got me. Nah, I would stand firm against Kay Adams.
No, you wouldn't.
I would put a picture of my girl on the phone right there in front of me the whole time. Like,
you have to
the
make
one
sure
I really
that this
want.
was a digital call. And Matt LaFleur's was digital. Yeah. You could not go to Super Bowl row, Kyle.
She's just, I'm telling you, that laugh. Because here's the thing, and Kay is a fantastic journalist. I don't want to take anything away from her journalism, but facts are facts, right? And anytime a man is talking,
stupid.
We are very stupid. So anytime we're talking to an attractive woman, as soon as they laugh, even if we are taken, all of a sudden it plays with our inside. Oh, wait a minute, what?
I'm funny? You think I'm funny?
Oh, this cute girl thought I was funny. Okay, go, hey, honey, guess what? I had these women laughing at work today.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe, who would cave quicker than Kyle if Kay Adams would ask him a question.
He'll give him the whole bank account number. Ain't much in there, but it's all for you. I said, what?
Oh, I love it.
You ain't going to defend yourself?
Yeah, you're going to sit there silent.
You ain't going to say nothing?
No. You going to plead the fifth?
Stroke would not fold. You wouldn't fold. You got to go home.
No, you're the best.
I'll be sleeping with the damn dog tonight.
More next. Is saying nothing better than saying something in that situation?
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
He now is off his rocker saying it. Well, if I played...
Choke artist. Choke artist, choke artist, choke artist. That's what you both are. Yeah, I said it. You both are choke artists.
Losers, choke artists.
That's what you are. You choked against TCU. You choked against Oregon. You choked against Kentucky. Y'all choked against Duke. I can keep going.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
At Citizens Bank, community banking is you. Growing your business with a partner who gets it. It's you. Buying your first home with a lender who makes it easy. It's you. Building a future with savings that work just as hard as you. And it's us, working together to strengthen our community. Because at Citizens Bank, community banking means you plus us. Visit us at citizensbankwi.bank. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Spring is here, and your local IKEA store is rolling the savings outdoors for their annual sidewalk sale. Visit IKEA Schaumburg, Bolingbrook, or Oak Creek from May 9th through the 26th for a wide variety of furniture and home furnishing accessories at big discounts. New products are being added throughout the sale, so stop in often, and don't miss IKEA's Friday Mystery Deals May 16th and 23rd, available in-store to IKEA family members. Not an IKEA family member yet? Sign up for free at ikea.com/US. Save big at the IKEA annual sidewalk sale, going on now through May 26th.
Kevin Moret here for Mentality. Listen up, gentlemen. You're fighting an unfair battle. Studies show testosterone levels in men have plummeted by 25% in just 2 decades. That's why you're struggling with energy, muscle, and drive. But here's a game changer. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments boost testosterone by 30% on average. Imagine reclaiming the vitality your grandfathers had. Picture turning heads, dominating your career, and feeling unstoppable again. Don't settle for today's normal. Seize the day at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Whether you're a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel, conveniently located in the heart of downtown Milwaukee's Theater District. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, artist in residence, and nightly live music, you'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com.
The Bud Pavilion's free concert series, Wednesday Night Live, returns to State Fair Park next Wednesday, May 28th, with Rebel Grace. Gates open at 6 with live music starting at 7. The wait is over. Summer fun starts next Wednesday at the Bud Pavilion at State Fair Park.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a star-studded group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 6th through the 8th with an exciting team competition and a new tournament home at TPC, Wisconsin. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Megan Maroney with special guest Clint Black on Friday, June 6th at Breese Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris are joined by the legendary Chris Mad Dog Russo. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Hey there, Brewers fans. We've got a new way for you to watch the Brew Crew this season. FanDuel Sports Network. And now there are more ways to watch the Brewers than ever before. Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network to stream all the action. Or, new this season, Brewers Baseball is now available on Amazon Prime Video as an add-on subscription. You can also access FanDuel Sports Network through TV providers, including DirecTV, Spectrum, Xfinity, Fubo, and more. Visit GetMyHomeTeams.com to learn more.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Nortman hanging out with you, KBN Nation at 800-990-3776, as well as on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Listen on the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app. It's time now to hear from Alex Strofe in Becoming Relevant.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant. Strofe's time to shine on KBN starts now.
I don't like when people call me an idiot.
I mean, that's real.
Does
anybody like that?
Okay, a lot of questions just got thrown at me. Brad, does it happen a lot? Yeah, you guys do it a lot.
Yeah.
What was your question?
Does anybody like naturally just like being called an idiot?
I think you like it.
No. I think I'm just used to it.
Yeah, man,
found a way to embrace it.
That might be the camp I also fall into, is I'm just used to it.
Yeah, I haven't been called an idiot too often. I get called an idiot probably most by these two than ever. Brad's never called me an idiot.
I don't know that Brad's ever called anybody an idiot. Just not really in his lingo.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I can think of it offhand.
So I have a thought. So we've been talking all week that Chris Haynes reported earlier this week that sometime midweek, Giannis and the Bucks would be coming together for a meeting of sorts.
Wait, you turn the music off. Is this serious?
I would argue it's relatively serious. No, I'm going to play different music in a moment. Just bear with me for a second, Kyle.
I'm just checking.
So I've been thinking, it's a meeting. We're talking about the future. We're talking about whether or not we should be together. To me, that states we should be out at like a steak restaurant. We should be just hanging out. You know, maybe having a bottle of wine, and maybe ordering an appetizer or two. We're in the back room of a nice steakhouse.
What is you are an idiot?
Yeah, this is.
Wait a minute, let him cook.
Do you believe this?
He's setting mood. I like this mood. Get me excited and hungry.
But I believe at some point, one point or another, maybe all of us except Brad, have been in relationships where we realize the end is near. But we don't want to face the music quite yet.
So why would you?
You go out and you have a state of affairs meeting, right? You're eating a steak, you're having a glass of wine, you're saying, "Hey, baby, we've been fighting too much.
Ooh.
But I think in this case, maybe they go over to our buddy Omar's place, Carnivore. They're in the secret back room. John Horst says to Giannis, buddy, look, I know it has,
buddy?
I know it hasn't been easy.
You stink
It's
at
over.
this.
I know it hasn't been easy.
You'd be the worst general manager ever.
I'm not a general manager for a reason. Different reasons than Kyle.
Yeah, I just didn't get my shot.
So you think they're hanging out and like having dinner and like working through this?
So you think this is like a relationship? The same thing would be like, you take a walk. You think they're walking the lakefront together, talking through scenarios? You think this is like a little relationship where
this isn't like a business meeting on the golf course where everyone's like happy to be together right now. This is like you're in a boardroom and you got to figure out the direction of the franchise, and you better make sure that it goes really, really well in front of the chairman of the board.
Oh, very serious.
Yeah, this seems more like a, hey, we're meeting at the office here. And we're having a conversation.
Do you think you and Craig Karmazin
was going to go there?
Would just go to get some steak together, talking about if you were going to stay on board at the company?
Yeah, I do.
No, you're an idiot.
I don't think we're going into a boardroom. I think we're going to make.
You're not as big of Giannis. You're not going to the boardroom.
Before you go,
if I am the biggest asset in the company, which lo and behold I am not. If I am the biggest asset in the company, and Craig says, Strofe, I really need to keep you on Sunday Karma. You need to continue to be my co-host on Sunday Karma Sunday mornings.
Yeah,
10 to
really
noon,
wants you.
10 to noon, 10 a.m. to noon. Craig Karmas and myself, Greg Scalzo, Kyle Wallace, every Sunday. And he says, Strofe, look, Kyle's great, Greg's great, I'm great. None of us are you. We got to keep you. I don't want to do that in a conference room over a cup of coffee. I want him whining and dining me. I want him telling me how important I am
Strofe, let
to
me
the
tell you,
future
you
of the company.
don't really want this because how did you end up in Milwaukee? You had a great thing going in Madison. You got to host the pregame show for Wisconsin College Game Day. Got to host the Green Bay Game Day. You got to do all these great things. How'd you end up? Did
Kyle
anybody
has
take
no
dinner?
idea what I did in Madison. Anyway, continue.
Wait, did you not hit those things? Produce shows?
Partially part of it.
High school sports as well.
There you go. Yeah, I did that.
Goodness gracious! You need me to gas you up?
No,
I'm just saying. Did anybody take you to dinner when they asked you to come to Milwaukee?
Yes.
Who took you to dinner?
Brian D.
You a damn lie. He didn't get taken.
Where'd
to
you
dinner.
guys go?
Wait, time out. Wait a minute.
Wait.
I know he didn't get taken to dinner.
He didn't. He's shaking his head.
I'm messing with you.
I was about to say.
No, I believe I was offered the job via Microsoft Teams call.
All right then. So I don't know what makes you think in hell that anybody will be taking you to dinner. So no, that's not the way.
The fact of the matter is, they're going to meet in an area where they can lay out a plan as to why Giannis should be in Milwaukee. That's what this is about. Convincing Giannis that he needs to be here and why he needs to be here.
If we were to compare Giannis watch to a 17-game football schedule, where are we?
No, John in Milwaukee.
We're in the fourth
Great
quarter.
text by John in Milwaukee.
Dude.
That was John in Milwaukee's text?
Yeah, John in Milwaukee.
It's brilliant. This is Giannis math. It's Giannis math.
Here we go.
Here we go. It is the 2-minute warning.
No.
It's
Stop.
the 2-minute warning.
Stop.
And you asked the question. You opened up a can of worms.
The Bucks are down. It'll take it's not only the 2-minute warning.
So where is this meeting
There's
happening?
6 seconds on the clock.
It's happening. Let's stop, Brad. I love it.
It's a Hail Mary.
I love you too. Stop. You're an idiot.
The meeting's happening either in Favre or across from Favre where the office are at.
You think they're just like in a boardroom?
Yeah, they're just they're having a meeting.
Boring.
But Giannis doesn't need a lot.
Do you see where he signed his contract? At the Bucks offices.
Yes, but
business happens at an office. This is business. This isn't wine and dine.
If it's a free agent that's
He's
coming
under
in,
contract. We're not negotiating a new deal.
You don't understand how the NBA works.
in the future.
Right, but that's where I would take him out to dinner and say, remember how much the city loves you.
Hey,
Think they're about the charges for this $500 steak?
Do you think they're going to give him a presentation or anything like that? A presentation, you need to have technology.
You think they're giving a freaking PowerPoint?
I would say so.
Kyle.
So I would
There's
say,
no hype up video.
No, not a. I'm saying, hey, this is what it looks like. This is what the financials look
remember
like.
the Valley Oop? Oh no, you don't. Take a look at the screen. Valley Oop time.
These are the players that we're going to try to acquire. These are the players we're going to try to go
You
after.
went a little too far with the PowerPoint.
Okay, a piece of paper.
Clicker up there.
Giannis, sit down. We're going to take you through.
They got to give him a sales.
John Horst is standing at a Milwaukee Bucks themed dais.
Wait, am I far? When they do these presentations, remember when they had free agency is so different now where they
Brad,
fly
did you have a PowerPoint in your day?
No. when they do these pitches to try to get guys and they fly guys in.
When Brad went to Jacksonville, I don't think Shad Khan was given a PowerPoint.
Yeah, no offense to Brad. Brad ain't LeBron. He ain't Giannis. All right, Brad is just here. Here's the dollar bills.
Yeah.
Do you want this? Well, I'm saying you got to pitch people. Remember they said they had these pitch meetings, and these pitch meetings they weren't having people talk and giving presentations. Y'all don't think people have presentations and pitch meetings?
I think that was more like theatrical for like movies and TV shows.
So
you
what you're telling me?
I just think, given the drama that this offseason has already seen / will continue to see as the Giannis, narrative continues to evolve and pop up in all the tabloids, this meeting deserves more than a freaking conference room, man.
I don't think Giannis wants more. I just think he wants answers.
He just wants a conference room and a bottle of water?
Yes.
Yeah.
He wants to know that the Bucks are going to provide him the best place to win a championship.
I would
so he
never
will
make
stay.
it as a superstar.
You demand too much?
It's not even a demand. I'd just be like, let's change it up a little bit. We've been in the same freaking conference room for 12 off seasons. Let's go to Carnivore. Jeez.
I mean, you only go eat steak when you're talking about how we're moving forward together.
Yes, they would go to Carnivore after they figure out the plan.
Let's take a road trip to Madison. Let's go sit on the terrace, have a few beers.
Yeah, that's a good spot for a meeting in front of everybody.
Be a broke CEO one day.
He's not going to be a CEO.
Thanks, Kyle.
You're right. If he is a broke CEO, he decided to start a business.
Yeah, don't do it, Strofe. Be an employee. Some of us are employees and some of us aren't.
Wait. You guys don't think Craig asked me to be on Sunday Karma to groom me to become the next CEO?
No, not at all. Trust me, I've been on this show.
We're sending you out to cover the AmFam Championship because that's a very great event where people can go watch Steve Stricker. You will.
Yeah,
I'll be at my bachelor party.
You will be gone, but we will be there as we will be live from TPC, Wisconsin, the brand new home golf course for the American Family Insurance Championship, which returns to Madison with 2 new exciting changes this year with Steve Stricker. We already know TPC. PGA Tour Champions event happening June 6th through the 8th. The new golf course is TPC, but on top of that, they're debuting a new team competition this year where you have 2-person teams which will compete in best ball and scramble formats. So I'm telling y'all this right now. Come hang out with your boys from KBN at TPC, Wisconsin for the American Family Insurance Championship, which takes place June 6th through June 8th. Yes, June 6th through June 8th for the American Family Insurance Championship right there in the Madison area. So get details and ticket information by visiting amfamchampionship.com. That is amfamchampionship.com. I cannot wait to see KBN Nation there.
You need athletic ability to be a superstar, Strofe, on the Carbless Talking text line from John. You also need athletic ability to make sure you don't get your butt whooped at Lambeau Field by Notre Dame. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Milwaukee County, you need to shovel the pathway to the lake, okay? I had to step through snow in order to get to the lake.
I think Kyle's the Karen of the show.
I think
he's high maintenance, for sure.
I think Kyle pays taxes in the county of Milwaukee that just went up, so I expect for this stuff to be popped.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. With Wilde and Tush, you won't miss a play.
The NFL, there are no gimmies in this business. You earn everything you get. You haven't earned jack yet.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Led them in receiving.
That's great.
Both receptions and yards.
That's
each
great.
of the first 2 seasons.
So do it again. If you're a third-year player, you haven't done anything. Yeah, it's great that you led the team. Do it again.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Becoming a truck driver doesn't have to be complicated. At Schneider, we make it easy to get your commercial driver's license and start your new career. With our CDL apprenticeship training, you'll get paid to become a truck driver in just 5 to 6 weeks and have a Schneider driving job waiting for you when you've completed the program. Plus, during training, Schneider will provide transportation, lodging, and meals at no cost to you. Ready to get your career on the road? Learn more and apply today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Your current car, soon to be your old car. A new car? Better start looking. But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. Because when you know you need to make a big purchase, knowing your credit score puts you in the driver's seat. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
Discount liquor. If it's a celebrate or tailgate, when you're gonna recreate upstate. If it's a holiday, birthday, any date, you can save at Discount Liquor.
Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. It's time to stock up for your Memorial Day weekend celebrations. Whether you need a couple of cases, a cold half barrel, a great bottle of wine, your favorite craft beer, or hard-to-find liquor, you'll find it at Discount Liquor, all at the lowest prices in town. Visit us at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow in Maine in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store in Milwaukee again. Have a happy and safe Memorial Day weekend from all of us at Discount Liquor.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings. Discount Liquor.
Check out all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp recently surveyed more than 16,000 people and found that while 75% of people believe it is wise to seek support, only 27% of Americans are actually in therapy, and people stay silent to avoid being judged. BetterHelp has more than 10 years of experience matching you with the right therapist. We are all better with help. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout for 10% off your first month of therapy today. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
It's a Weed Man Wednesday on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. Weed Man for the win.
The last time the Wisconsin Badgers played the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, it was pretty embarrassing. I was there.
Yeah, it was tough.
41-13, 31 points in the fourth quarter. I remember
it was close, then it wasn't.
It was close, then it wasn't, Kyle. Very, very good.
All games go that way.
10-10 heading into the fourth. And now scored 31-3 at Soldier Field.
They had like special teams touchdowns too, did they? Something or intercept? It was something.
Pick sixes, especially you name it. It all went wrong.
Like, oh my gosh!
And it's all likely going to go wrong the next time these two play at Lambeau Field in 2026, Sunday, September 6th. That is when Notre Dame.
Sunday.
Yes, Sunday.
Standalone game.
Oh,
how about that?
Before the NFL season starts?
So Labor Day is that following day. It's the very next day.
Late Labor Day.
Yeah, because it's always the first Monday of September, but September 7th would be the first Monday that year. Therefore, it would be a late NFL start.
Dang, so the NFL's not starting to the 13th?
But it's also a late college football start. If I'm not mistaken, this might be the opener. No, this might be week 2.
No, yeah, no. Well, this might be week 1, not week 0.
No.
It'll be the opener.
Regardless,
Brad,
week 0.
You know how much that ticks me off. Don't say week 0. It's the dumbest thing in I know it's a professional sport, but sports period. Week 0 has got to be the dumbest thing. Week 0. 0's not a number.
We've been through this.
How can you be 1-0 if you're playing week 0? There's 0
Man,
games
week
played.
0 really triggers you.
It is a way to account for value.
You should have been like that when we were talking about Kay Adams, but you were silent.
You just made it weird.
What are you talking about?
Should have been defending yourself.
Defending myself from what?
From the fact that you wouldn't just fold in front of her.
I would fold in any interview. You give me attention, I fold. What do you got to do in this show 3 hours a day?
You do fold.
Yeah.
Wait, 0 is a number, though.
It's not.
It's technically a measure of value.
I'll come in there.
And you won't do what? And do what? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing.
Fold again, get folded in half.
Yeah.
Okay, enough derailing.
All right.
Well, the Badgers have Luke Fickell as their head coach. Bradley Nortman, former Badger punter.
They will. It'll be unfortunate. It'll be morale will be at an all-time low, at least low since like the 80s. But the Badgers are likely going to win 4 games, maybe 5 this next season. And the problem is we're not even halfway through Luke Fickell's contract. He's a 7-year contract. He's only been here for 2 years. The buyout on that will be too much that the boosters are willing to do. So even after a dreadful upcoming year, which will likely be dreadful, they're going to at least give him 2026. So his 2026 schedule, outside of this game, slightly more manageable. There's a chance they win 6 or 7 games, which is sad that I'm even saying that that's an improvement from what we've been experiencing. So Luke Fickell, he will enter that game on a very, very hot seat. That'll be year 4. And if he has not turned things around at that point and created a statement win of some kind, and that might be the opportunity for it, he's going to be gone. But he will see 2026, and I'm going to be just looking at my clock, looking at my watch, saying, how much longer? How much longer are we going to endure this? But he will be the coach.
I just had so much fun at the Badgers LSU game up at Lambeau Field.
Mm-hmm. The problem is now, Ben, the only thing to look forward to is the party. That's it. The games are no longer worth looking forward to. The only thing about college game days in Madison or at Lambeau or on the road, it's the party.
Yeah, but also what made the party great was the optimism you had going into we're still gonna have fun, right? It's gonna be a great September day, likely. You're gonna be up in Lambeau Field. We just had the NFL draft there. We always love those warm September, October games that you get for the NFL season. But for September 6th, it's literally gonna be how much fun can I have before I go get the life sucked out of me.
Wisconsin College game day, Bradley Nortman will probably still be hosting at that time in 2026. That will be fun. That might be more fun than the game.
That would be fun. I'll get the crowd ready.
I look forward to getting ready with you as the Badgers get ready to get spanked. And it's sad. This is a brutal, brutal, brutal moment in time for Wisconsin Badgers football because we're talking about a game in 2 years where we have zero optimism that we can turn it around. Usually it's like, all right, well, looking ahead, all right, well, we got this young guy, we got this guy here. No, there's no hope. There's no hope whatsoever. We're talking about whether or not a coach is still going to be the head football coach come next year. And the problem is, as Brad said, he has a $40 million buyout, at least as of December 1st, 2024, a $40 million buyout if he's fired.
I'm going to have a hell of a time at that season opener until kickoff.
$40 million buyout. It's not going to be fun to watch the Wisconsin Badgers get spanked by Notre Dame, but what sucks even more is the fact that when we look at that game, as you said, Ben, we have no hope thinking that they can actually win this game. I don't like being in this place. One great thing about being a fan in Wisconsin is, the Brewers had some down years and the Bucks had some down years, but at least they were 500. There's not a lot of times you go into places hopeless. Like, as a Badger fan, I've never been hopeless. I've always been like, all right, let's see. After this past season, the state of affairs of Wisconsin football is as bad as it can get. And Chris McIntosh, this is all on you, buddy. And he's not going to fire Luke Fickell because that was his guy.
I mean, it was his guy. I remember even what you were talking about, Ben, where I used to get excited for marquee national games for the Wisconsin Badgers because so often you'd play teams, you'd beat them, you'd have the 9 or 10 wins, and you're like, I can't wait for a marquee game because we can finally show that we belong on this national conversation. Now, I want to do everything I can do to avoid national games because instead of saying we will be in this national conversation, we will be nationally exposed. That's the problem. It'll show when you play great teams like that. It'll show truly how far the program has gone.
Hey, Brad, I want you to let you know that the Badgers have already been exposed.
Well, then reminded.
We're not good anymore. We're not good at all anymore. All right, Ben, you're cursed with the Brewers. All right.
Is Ben cursing the Brewers again?
No, the Brewers just tied it up.
3-3, baby.
What is that for Brewers math?
Stop it. Stop it, Brad.
It's literally what I go to now. I have rewired my brain to think of what would this be in the NFL season?
Hey, Brad, it doesn't matter. Don't rewire your brain back to what it was before you thought
it was much better that way.
It's going to be real scrambled.
It was much better that way. Regular Brad versus Brewers math Brad.
Oh, and now we have Here Brad Out coming up soon, too.
Oh, we do. 3:15. You guys,
Brad, can I just ask in the next 15 minutes, do not bring up Brewers math because all it's going to do is just make me lean and not want to like Here Brad Out. So let's not do that. Let's just.
But my Here Brad Outs are my children. Brewers math, that's like kind of like my
cousin.
Yeah. It's a long lost.
The ugly cousin.
I mean, we don't have to go that far. It's pretty.
Why you have to say ugly?
Yeah. Are you evaluating the looks of your cousins?
Are you evaluating the looks of your
That's
cousins?
that other side. I mean, if I got some ugly cousins, I got some ugly cousins. If they ugly, they ugly. Like, I don't represent my family. We the good-looking Wallaces.
In 2 minutes,
It's time for baseball math.
Ooh, I like that. Doesn't that get you excited?
It's
like play ball.
No, we're not doing baseball.
We're not doing it in 2 minutes. Do not. We're not doing that. Don't play that ever again. Please,
It's time for baseball math.
It's so good.
Brad, you're the worst. In 15 minutes, Brad can be the worst again. But in 2 minutes, we'll discuss how...
It's time for baseball math.
Play ball.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The Bud Pavilion's free concert series, Wednesday Night Live, returns to State Fair Park next Wednesday, May 28th, with Rebel Grace. Gates open at 6 with live music starting at 7. The wait is over. Summer fun starts next Wednesday at the Bud Pavilion at State Fair Park.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
The Tush Push has not been banned. The Packers were leading the way in trying to get it banned 2 different ways.
So close.
I'm just glad it's over.
It's not over yet.
It's not over.
What'd I miss?
I mean, next year.
It's over for this year.
That's what I'm saying. I'm glad it's over and we're heading into the season.
We only need 2 more votes.
Yeah. People evolve.
22 to 10 was the final tally.
It was also the final score of Eagles-Packers in the wild card round.
I did see that from Tom Pelissero.
No, you had it right the first time.
It was Pelissero, but I didn't see. He tweeted that.
He did.
Darn it.
Yeah, no, you saw. You were just trying to take credit.
No, I actually saw it.
Yeah, see, you saw it somewhere.
An Eagles fan came into the Mr. Relevant comment section and said 22 to 10 was the final score when we eliminated you bums.
On YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, you can find us. You can find us on YouTube at ESPN Madison. Listen on the ESPN Wisconsin app and get us on the Carbless Talking text line 800-990-3776. There's too much going on right now. You're trying to take back the division. You play the Lions week 1. You started a war with the defending Super Bowl champions about the stupid Tush Push, and they're trolling you on their Twitter with It's Back with the Tush Push with a picture of the Green Bay Packers on it on their social media, and they're coming to Lambeau Field. So now you have marquee games on the schedule. Why are you making enemies? Just focus on yourselves.
You are making enemies because, honestly, when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, you lost to them week 1 in Brazil. Then you went ahead and you lost to them on their way to the Super Bowl, round 1 of the playoffs. You pick a fight with them outside of it, you looking like kind of the soft participant in the argument, and the Eagles looking like, you know what? Ban it. We don't care. We'll just find another way. And then it doesn't get banned, and then they dance on the grave of this tush push banned proposal. And they're tweeting about you. I mean, if the Packers don't beat Philadelphia when they come to Lambeau Field, come onto your turf, then they're going to be made and felt like the little brother, literally. Pun intended, the little brother of the Philadelphia Eagles. That's how far this has gone. And this little rivalry that's shaken up between Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love and those versions of the Packers and the Eagles, it's going to continue to come to fruition. You do not want to be able to have a situation where the Eagles have this mental edge over you, because that's what's being created. 2 losses last year.
Oh my gosh.
We have to stop the tush push.
Edge.
It doesn't stop. If they beat you in Lambeau, check mental edge. For
Do
the
y'all think
Eagles.
the players were in the locker room saying, "Hey, Matt, can you talk to Mark Murphy for us to eliminate the tush push?" No, this ain't had nothing to do with the players. It had everything to do with football minds who manage football, deciding that they wanted to try to.
But the players are reflected in this.
No, the players aren't reflected. This means nothing to them. They don't care, tush push or not, right? They got rid of the tush push, fine. They got to deal with the tush push, they'll be okay. But if this is what it takes for the Eagles to get hyped up, then that's a shame. I think this football game, when we play the Philadelphia Eagles, is just going to be a normal football game for the guys. Maybe for the fans.
It shouldn't be normal. It should be a big game because the team has literally gotten you the last 2 years, and they're a quality opponent.
Yeah, that's why it's a big game. Not about the tush push ban. Maybe it means more to the fans than actually means to the play. No, it doesn't add any.
It does add frosting to the cake.
It does.
So what do you think?
It's not the bulk of the cake, but it's frosting.
So if the Eagles lose, then that means the Green Bay Packers. You
don't think that they're going to find joy getting a first down on the tush push against the Packers?
There will be a celebration. It's going to be a 4th and 1. They're going to run a tush push. They're likely going to get it unless you find a way to stop it. And there is going to be a celebration on that sideline. I'm telling you right now, there will be.
Well, all the Packers got to do, if they're hyped up about it, Green Bay, I want them hyped up about it because I want the Green Bay Packers to be able to take the best shot of every single team this year. I want them to take everybody's best shot because that is the only way this Green Bay Packers team gets better. So if the Philadelphia Eagles, the big bad Super Bowl champions, are upset over a little tush push thing, then bring it. I want them to bring it.
So you're telling me as a Packer fan, you're scrolling through Twitter, you see, tush push didn't get banned. Sorry, Green Bay Packers. And then the Eagles tweeted a picture of Jalen Hurts getting ready to tush push against the Green Bay Packers. I believe it was in that playoff game. That didn't make you bring any kind of feelings to the surface, Kyle?
I mean, I'm an honest person. I'm a little salty. I'm a little tad salty. It didn't pass by 2. I mean, it's gonna happen one day. It didn't pass by 2 votes because when you raise your hand to try to be the guy that tries to get somebody in trouble, and then they end up not getting in trouble, and they say, I'm back. Like
you went to the principal's office, and you tried telling on the kid,
and the kid didn't get in trouble.
And the kid didn't get in trouble.
No, it's annoying. It's annoying.
And then the kid goes back to the playground and says, "You're soft."
Yeah, and now I got to deal with these Philadelphia fans.
And he would say it in other words that players will say on the field, other than "you're soft."
I might be a tad bit annoyed by the fact that it didn't pass because now we have nothing to stand on. Before I could say, it's a bad play, blah blah.
You went crying.
And this was the revised one.
But the majority of NFL teams wanted it banned.
The hard part is, if this was the first version, I could understand it. But the first version failed, so they revised it.
They had to revise it, and it got more votes.
This is like going to the principal offices first, telling your story, and principal said he's not in trouble.
Take it to the PTA.
Dang it. Okay, I'm going to change my story.
There is momentum,
and take it to the PTA.
There is a groundswell of support that is coming. This will get banned. 22 of the 32 NFL teams.
So you think
want
the Packers are just going to keep on bringing it to the table till it gets banned?
It might not be the Packers going forward.
Yeah.
Because they've got 21 alliances on their side. And here's the thing, man. I was just reading as you guys were talking. There's a new post out on ESPN.com explaining how heated this argument got at the league offices to the point where Jeffrey Lurie, the owner of the Eagles, made like a super inappropriate comment, and Troy Vincent of the NFLPA got after him for something inappropriate. It's crazy.
I love that. A bunch of meatheads in a room yelling about the tush push. Nothing makes me happier.
The tush push. Don't you think that this is just kind of how sports go. You find edges because no one was saying, oh, we got to stop the wildcat formation. We can't have running backs taking snaps.
No, that's a lot bit different.
And you find a way to stop it.
Add somebody to the list who thinks we're idiots and dummies. Josh DiMaggio of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. It joins us now on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I was listening to this previous discussion here, led by Brad Nortman about the tush push.
Yes, Josh.
Brad, did you see and are you aware of the source that said the Green Bay Packers were pushed into making this rule change or proposing it by the NFL?
By the league offices.
So why don't the Packers just say, no, that's your problem?
What?
Why wouldn't
that's your rebuttal?
Well, why would the Packers?
Mark Murphy, who just got the NFL draft, isn't going to do a favor on his way out?
If the Packers
this is what he does.
don't
This is Mark
believe
Murphy's
this is a
begged
problem,
for a long time.
if the Packers don't believe this is a problem, it should be legislated against. Then why would they just be like, okay, yeah, we'll be your patsy? They must actually believe in it.
Well,
and then to
you
actually
got
say,
the
you know
NFL
what?
draft.
You're right, Roger Goodell. I would gladly take it because this has been a thorn in our side, causing us 2 losses, including the playoffs.
Now you're taking the extreme here, Brad.
I hope to live in a naivete that you do. I hope to one day live in a naivete like Brad does. Like there isn't backroom deals and handshake deals and you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Did you listen to Matt LaFleur when asked about the tush push by Kay Adams? He's over it. Most of the team is over it. They were just doing their good soldier thing to get it done. The Packers were one of the only teams who were effective stopping the tush push. None of it really matters that the Packers pushed it. None of the players were going, oh, please, coach, can you please tell the NFL to ban this play? It's so hard to stop. No, it was all part of bargaining, and that's what rich people do. It just doesn't make any sense to think that somehow the Packers...
What would the Packers possibly receive in return for it to
The
be
NFL
like,
draft?
That
An
was years
NFL
ago.
draft?
That was 2 years ago.
Listen, I'm going to do this.
I'm going to do this for you, but I'm going to hold on to this one for a long time. We're bringing that NFL draft to that city of 200,000 people. We're taking a big
the NFL
risk.
wants it in Green Bay. The NFL wants the draft in Green Bay.
Brad,
Look at how great it was.
Brad, have you never been given a favor by somebody that says, hey, I'm going to ask you for something now in the future. I'm going to need you.
So why does the NFL want the tush push gone?
Because
Why would they go to such lengths?
They don't feel it's a football play.
And then why, if you're a good politician, you're going to count the votes before you do it. You're going to go through and make sure you got enough votes to actually pass this.
They picked the
why wouldn't they
organization
call up
was
the phone
respectable.
And say, hey, Detroit Lions, hey, anyone else who voted against it, you better vote to put it down. They did. You're saying they did this without the votes?
Yeah, one more thing. You also said, Brad, you said that the Eagles didn't care if this got banned or not. The Eagles were lobbying teams in the days leading up to the secondary votes. They brought in a special Jason Kelsey to plead their case for them. They're pleading it because they know it is a distinct advantage for them. They cared about this more than the Packers did because it works so unfairly in their favor. Now, you can say it's unfair or not, but it is a more bigger advantage for them than other teams in the NFL, and they've had a distinct desire to keep it there. Do you think people who don't care about something put out a 26-minute vid of tush pushes? No, that's carrying a lot. This is an organizational thing top to bottom.
Josh,
Josh sounds like the mouthpiece
is this
of...
any different
don't
is this any
kill him.
different than Aaron Rodgers taking advantage of people running off the field and getting a 5-yard penalty?
No.
Is this any different than getting guys off sides? You're taking advantage of the rules to bend things in your favor. We didn't complain about that. We applauded that.
Different.
I don't know what that has to do. If they would have banned it, I would have accepted it. And then the Packers would have pushed for it not to happen. I don't know what any relevance that has to do with anything. The NFL doesn't want it there. The Packers did their job.
Objection irrelevant.
Right. Understood.
Thank you, Josh DiMaggio.
Very good, Josh.
Yeah.
Loves to hold the hand of those who are lobbying against the tush push.
He's right. I mean, I'm Team Josh here. It's too bad that Mark Murphy's lasting final effort, he couldn't save football.
It's a shame. It's a stain.
Roger Goodell put Mark Murphy in his pocket.
Pour one out.
Yeah, he should. I mean, that's his owner. If Craig Carmen's an asset to do anything, we would do it.
And if Weedman told me they had new service, I would do it too.
Can't
because
wait for 'em.
the early returns have been great. It is the second to last Weedman Wednesday. That's so sad. I love
the Weed Man all summer.
It's too sad.
they're going to be at the place all summer.
They ain't going to be at my house all summer. I know that.
The Weed Man is here for you. Effective weed control using golf course quality fertilizer and effective weed control. You can get 50% off your first treatment, half off at weedman.com. You can have that lush green, weed-free yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare. And that is important. When you're a homeowner, you like that pride, that power, that people are looking at you and you say, how the hell did you get your lawn to look like that? And I just tell them, Weedman. Go to weedman.com so you can have the same experience that we all have had here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Uh-oh. Here Brad Out's next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
If I was as tall and as talented as you, if I could shoot as well as you could, both them teams would have won. Because you know what? You did a fake punch, you said, in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
And I would have did fake point. I would have took it to the house. I would have scored a dang touchdown.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Couple of accidents to start things off. First of all, on 41 southbound, the on-ramp from Silver Spring, we got a crash there. And then a little bit further on southbound 41's off-ramp to Hampton, got another crash there. Going to be slow, basically from Good Hope Road all the way down to Capitol Drive. Northbound, slowing down from Watertown Plank Road all the way up past Capitol Drive. The southbound on 43, backing up from about Hampton Avenue all the way down through the Marquette and onto the high-rise bridge. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, scattered light showers with a low of 44. Tomorrow, light showers early, then mostly cloudy. Some clearing later on with a high of 54. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The 2015 Wisconsin men's hoops team gave us all a march to remember.
There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin with an unbelievable stretch drive to the championship game.
On June 26th, enjoy an intimate celebration with the stars of the run with Made 'em Believe. Presented by M3 Insurance. World-class expertise and individual attention. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe. June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
Highlight your long weekend when the Brewers kick off a 3-game series against the Red Sox on Memorial Day, featuring the best way to start summer, Dollar Hot Dog Day. Keep the summer vibes going into the week as kids and seniors can get 50% off select tickets at the game on Wednesday, May 28th. What's better than a long weekend? Brewers baseball and Dollar Hot Dogs. Find your seats today at brewers.com.
Born in the heart of the earth, natural diamonds rise up like the notes of a song from the throat of Mother Nature.
Rick, that was positively poetic.
Mother Nature sings diamonds.
Sarah, wow, you can sing.
Born in the heart of a plasma chamber, created diamonds fall softly like snowflakes from the heart of a star.
A star that shines like true love.
Natural diamonds are earthborn.
Created diamonds are starborn.
Kessler's has the largest selection of natural diamonds in the state of Wisconsin. All the different sizes, all the fancy shapes.
Give her a fancy diamond.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
Bigger, brighter natural diamonds.
And financing that makes anything possible.
Kessler's is the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America.
Which means we can do anything we want to do.
For you.
Mother Nature sings diamonds.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Save big on everything for your next painting project when you shop at Notre.
results. Ultra Exterior Paint is a paint and primer in one that resists cracking and peeling and has great durability, making it perfect for many outdoor projects. Save big money on Ultra Exterior Paint and head into Menards to get your paint project started today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Welcome back.
What's worse, Homer saying that Jackson Chourio should be traded if he doesn't continue to get better and learn how to walk, or Brad's here, Brad outs? That's a tough debate. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless talk and text line.
Not going to defend yourself, Brad? You're just going to let them talk about you like that?
Just going to wait for the Here Brad Out to speak for
Here
itself.
Brad Out's going to make you fold, Brad. You should probably defend yourself, right, Kyle?
I mean, I was telling you to defend yourself because we were talking about you fawning over another woman and you're in a relationship and you live with the woman. So I was trying to help you.
Yeah, he was trying to do you a solid.
You guys are the ones that said I was fawning over another woman. I never once said that.
Yeah, well, you didn't.
Nor did that.
You didn't deny.
Your face turned redder than a tomato.
Yeah, you had a chance to deny. You didn't.
There was nothing to deny. I did nothing wrong. I love my girlfriend. I carry a photo of her and my dog in my wallet.
Simp.
Yeah, facts. I am a simp. Nothing wrong with that. Look at that. Look how cute they are.
Wow.
Some real, 90s dad stuff.
Isn't
right
that
there.
great? Isn't that good?
That's your girlfriend's dog, too. You made it your own. You are a simp.
Okay, Kyle, hold on a minute before we get to Here Brad Out. The dog is 2 years old. When I came into the picture, the dog was 9 months old.
Still not your dog. It's hers.
I disagree with you.
But I live in the
Kyle
apartment.
hates
It's also my
dog. He
dog.
doesn't get it. He doesn't get it.
I bring the dog out. I buy food for the dog.
You know what? I'm just going to be quiet.
Good idea.
I'm just going to be quiet because then I'm going to hurt your feelings.
Brad's doing some
They say punters are people, too.
Punters are worthy of breaking news.
No, really, that's what they say.
Raising awareness everywhere that punters are people, too.
Okay, let's go to it. Time to hear from the punter. Time to hear Brad out.
All right, guys.
Ooh, look at that trio.
Maybe we'll do a quartet at some point, Kyle, if you ever want to step in.
Yeah, if you want me to, I can. I'll let you have your moment to shine.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. So, guys, you guys know I'm a Here Brad Out has become an incubator for ideas, right? And there's been a fusion of certain events that has made me think of a great idea. The NFL schedule was released. That happened. MLB Baseball experienced a weekend of interleague games where they each played an assigned rival. And they do that every year now, which I absolutely love. So I decided to take two brilliant ideas, NFL schedule release, and there's rumblings of an 18th game, and interleague games, and bring that to the NFL. There's not enough pure rivalries in the NFL. You got the Packers versus the Bears. You got a couple other ones, but I want more established rivalries, and there's no better way than a team playing each other each year, but AFC versus NFC. So when, not if, when, the Packers go ahead, or the NFL goes ahead and makes that 18th game, I propose that 18th game is the NFL interconference rivalry game, where you play an NFC team plays an AFC team, the same team, each and every year, going back and forth, home and away, and a rivalry is created. Now, I put together the games of what they're going to be.
Oh, okay.
I'm intrigued, but this better not suck.
All 16.
Holy smokes. I need a pen and a paper. Hold on.
I'm already ahead of you.
And
don't wait on him.
Like any good themed event, right? It comes with a moniker.
Promoter?
It comes with a name.
Like any good promoter? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, like a promoter.
You've also come up with 16 names?
Yes.
This is the most work you've ever done. I'm so excited.
It was a lot of work, so go easy on it. It was a lot of work.
Brett,
go easy on it. 800-990-3776. 800-990-3776. This is Here Brad Out. Do you like the 18th game coming to the NFL with a built-in rivalry, AFC versus NFC, same team every year, home and away?
And I tried to go based on geography. I tried to go based on history. And honestly what was most fun. So here we go. Let's start with the Packers one, shall we? The Packers we won't be happy for this because of the team it's going to be.
Don't say the Steelers.
Packers versus the Chiefs.
Why the hell would Packers be playing the Chiefs?
Because it's still the Midwest. There was the first Super Bowl. And it's just, there is already a classic combination. I won't go this deep into each one. There's a classic thing of like the logos, the colors of the Chiefs and the Packers. They were the leaders of the AFL when that was the thing. Okay. And the Packers were one of the earliest members of the NFL. And I've named the game.
Just let him go.
No, yeah. That one I was trying to understand.
I've named the game Cheese Curds versus Barbecue Birds.
Oh, no. Where does barbecue birds?
Yeah, because they're barbecue. I'm trying to get a rhyme going on.
But barbecue is typically pig.
But
curds and birds rhyme.
Curds and birds rhyme.
Maybe we should just
cheese and barbecue.
Maybe we should.
Let me roll through these.
Everyone, can you just let him roll
through these guys? We got
you guys doing worse than me on this interrupting thing.
We've got 15 more to go. Okay. The Giants.
Hang on. I'm with Kyle now. I don't know if I can do 15 of these.
Okay. I'll choose the best ones then. I'll choose the best ones.
No, I want all of them.
It's the nicknames that I know are going to be stupid. If you did nicknames a couple weeks ago, and I was like, this is terrible.
Brad, fly through.
Quiet game.
I'm going to turn my mic off.
Quiet game.
Okay. I'll just roll through these. The New York Giants and the New York Jets. Of course, it plays on Saturday night. Saturday night, 5 boroughs. Like Saturday Night Live, 5 boroughs. Plays on Saturday night.
Why do we need to add 5 boroughs?
Come on, let them go.
You lose the quiet game.
Okay. Rams versus Chargers. Red carpet rumble. 49ers versus the Raiders. Gold diggers versus grave diggers.
That's good. Who are the teams?
That's good.
The 49ers and the Raiders. Gold diggers versus grave diggers. Seahawks versus the Broncos. Saddle and sore bowl. Some of these are not great. I'll admit. Panthers and Jaguars. The Brad Nortman Bowl. Or if not that one, how about this one? Because they're both cats. Claws in effect. Claws in effect.
That's good. That's good.
Cardinals and Falcons. The Angry Birds Bowl, and of course it is sponsored by the Angry Birds Bowl. The Angry Birds app.
Is that still there? Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, my dad still plays it.
No way.
Oh, dude, he's like top 10 in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to fly through these again when this is all said and done because KBN Nation, I know you're keeping track. Cowboys versus Texans.
No.
Friday night fights. Like Friday Night Lights, Friday night fights. This one is one of my favorite. Okay. Vikings and the Colts. Thorses versus horses. Get it like Thor?
Say that again.
Thorses versus horses.
Oh, wait, what are these two teams?
The Vikings and the Colts. Because the Vikings, they're the Norse mythology is Thor.
I wonder who Chicago's
and the Colts
playing.
are horse. Thorses versus horses.
Orioles just hit a 3-run home run.
Yeah.
Okay, this is another one I love. The Bears versus the Browns. The Who Hurt You Bowl. The Who Hurt You Bowl. Because both teams are in pain. They're always complaining.
Yeah.
Who hurt you? Who hurt you, Bears and Browns?
Passionate fan base.
The ones you think are good are actually your worst.
Okay, I'll keep just rolling through these. Bengals and Titans. Country Roads.
Wait, time out. Wait a minute. Who?
The Bengals and the Titans. They're right by each other. They're geography close.
Wait, I thought this was AFC versus NFC.
Oh, shoot. Wait, what was the NFC teams then that I did on the same side?
And here Brad outdies again.
Okay, let me finish these up. Buccaneers versus Dolphins.
Hey, Brad, before you continue, I just received a phone call requesting me to throw something at you every time you say verse instead of verses. And the man...
You can't say verse?
It's verses. Verse is part of a song, and the man said that you're making Badgers look bad. That's all. Continue.
Buccaneers versus the Dolphins. The flip-flop face-off. The Ravens versus Commanders. This one's good. Commander and Thief versus Edgar Allan Bro.
Oh, that's funny.
That's good. That one's clever.
The Lions and the Bills. Roar versus Gore. The Patriots and the New Orleans Saints. Founding Fathers versus Funky Fathers. And finally, the Steelers and the Eagles. I'll admit, this is the one I was searching last minute because I could not find a good one. The best one I could find was the Great Steel and Feathers Brawl. That was the best I could come up with. I couldn't come up with the Steelers one. Let me go through my favorites really quick again.
Feathers Brawl.
You couldn't even go pierogi versus Philly?
Ooh.
Cheesesteak versus pierogi. Nothing?
How did that one not come to mind?
He's disappointed in himself.
Atlanta versus Arizona was both NFC. The Titans-Bengals was AFC.
That's right. I was so fixated on the birds of Cardinals
Angry
and
birds.
Falcons. I was like, those are both angry. They both
Angry
look like
Birds
angry
Bowl,
birds,
yeah,
too.
yeah.
So I was like, angry birds. Let me go through my favorites really quickly. Giants versus the Jets. Plays on Saturday night. Saturday night, 5 boroughs.
So dumb.
Red Carpet Rumble is the LA teams. 49ers and Raiders. Gold Diggers and Grave Diggers. I'm sorry, that one's awesome.
I'm sorry, that one's awesome.
Vikings and Colts. Thorses versus Horses. Bears and Browns. Who Hurt You Bowl. Commander and Thief.
Okay, you said your favorites. You're going through the list again.
Basically doing the whole list.
Good ones. Funky Fathers.
We've
and
given
Founding
you
Fathers.
enough space.
Funky Fathers was pretty good.
Yeah, Funky
Jason,
Fathers and Founding Fathers.
it was actually Matt here, and I think Matt's right. Brad clearly used AI.
For some of these, I did. I will say, the bad ones were mostly AI because they got there's no comedy. Even I couldn't come up with them.
Because you're just a comedic expert now?
Yeah, I mean, I know funny.
Hilarious.
I know funny.
Yeah, Brad, this
yeah, Brad is hilarious.
this here,
I
Brad,
know funny.
The problem with it is the fact that now you find yourself as an NFL team every year potentially having to play like I want to play the Browns. I want to play the teams that are the Jaguars. I want to play the teams that are historically bad. That's who I want to play as a Packers fan. I don't want to play the Chiefs every single year.
But you never know. The Chiefs might go bad.
Well, I know they ain't going bad the next 5 years with Patrick Mahomes.
Decades and decades long rivalry.
Yeah,
I think I like it.
The idea, the names, or both? The idea is
neither of the
objectively-
latter. I like the idea of AFC, NFC rivalry games every year. I do like that idea.
And to try to match them based on
85% of these matchups have no context historically.
But they're either geologically or geographically close.
Rams and Chargers make sense. Giants and Jets make sense. Niners and Raiders make sense. I think that's the end of the list.
Well,
okay, no.
Well,
I don't
Panthers
need
and
more
Jaguars make
explanation from Brad. He's got a whole Word doc.
Cowboys and Texans doesn't make sense. You have one of the most historic.
They're both in Texas.
I understand
It's a Texas
that,
showdown.
Brad.
It's a Texas
Shocking.
showdown.
Yes, but that's
Buccaneers,
idiotic.
Dolphins?
Why'd you call it the Texas Showdown?
The Texas Showdown's way better than whatever you had.
Friday Night
Fights.
What the hell? Where did you come up? Friday Night Fights?
Friday Night Lights. You're like in high school football in Texas. You can't say Friday Night Lights. Got to do something punny. So you do Friday Night Fights.
Why can't you say Friday Night Lights? That's not trademarked because everybody says it.
But that's just too vanilla.
Ron and the Key chimes in.
Because you're certainly not vanilla.
I got to put my spin on it.
Ron and the Key chimes in with this is good. Just another classic funny CPA. That's funny. That's good, Ron.
I'm keeping you guys entertained.
Because you guys aren't funny. You're boring.
Yeah.
And this list is boring.
Horses and horses.
That was probably the worst.
And,
No way.
and
That was so
CPAs
good.
definitely laugh at their own jokes.
Horses and horses.
A Viking and a Thor?
Yeah.
You're reaching, Brad.
No, horses make sense because it's the Colts, but the
Yeah.
Vikings, they're from the north. Norse mythology.
We got it. Thanks.
Thor.
You said this already.
But Kyle's not getting it.
No, I get it, but I'm just saying I don't like it.
Gold Digger and Grave Digger.
Right,
That was good.
That was good. You put a lot of time into this, didn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, you were working.
Half of these, I put legitimate, sit down thought into it.
Saturday Night 5 Boroughs? Just call it Saturday Night Live.
But you got to do something more than that.
Put it on NBC. Problem solved.
But you play Saturday night. 5 boroughs is the 5 boroughs of New York. Saturday night, 5 boroughs.
Cut his mic. He continues to mansplain everything he's already said 5 times to us.
We get it.
Edgar Allan Bro.
You call that mansplaining. I call that dumbsplaining.
Who's playing Baltimore?
Edgar Allan Bro. That's the Ravens.
Bad joke.
No, who's playing Baltimore?
The Commanders. Commander and Thief.
Oh, DMV.
You're a problem right now, Strofe.
DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
You're letting him continue to go.
Yeah, isn't it called Hear Brad Out?
No,
It's over.
This sucked. Can we all vote? This sucked.
Founding Fathers and Funky Fathers. New Orleans.
That was a good one, too. I had to laugh at that one. That was good. I give you credit.
You can't have all these. That's what makes the good ones so good, is if you have some bad ones that are bad. That it makes you appreciate the good ones.
Taylor and Waukesha, as we have now at the end of the show, maybe considered having a clown of the day. Brad, you're in the running today, very much so.
I don't think anybody else is in the running. No. This is so bad, it's good. It's so bad, it's good.
I take this over Brewers math 1,000 times.
I would too.
I take this last 20 minutes of pain.
What if I told you a potential partner called saying they wanted to sponsor Brewers Math?
They know good
I got
content.
that phone call also.
They know good content.
Well, if a partner sponsors it, then I have no choice but to sit here and endure it.
You better get ready for lots of Brewers Math then. At least weekly Brewers Math.
It makes me uncomfortable.
Why?
Yeah,
because it's so confusing, and I know it sucks.
But you got to think in another dimension.
No, listen, I'm not the brightest, tool in the shed or sharpest tool in the shed, but Brewers Math is too much for my brain to process.
That's the exact opposite of what we're going for.
Well,
trying to simplify it.
Listen, I'm your sample size. You're confusing me, Bradley.
All right, we're going to make something a little bit more digestible coming up here. What do we say, huh? We do that?
Please.
Cheese curds versus barbecue birds.
You're hurting moving forward. Move on.
I can't.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
You throw hands?
Do I throw hands?
With T.O.
Will I? I throw hands with Andre the Giant, man.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
More issues out there now. We've got an accident eastbound 94 right at the ramp from 175 southbound. The right shoulder is blocked, so watch out for that. We've also got a crash on the off-ramp to Hampton Avenue from southbound 41. And then a little bit further on, southbound 41, just past Hampton, the left lane is blocked with a crash. Watch out for some big delays stretching back to Good Hope Road. Traffic is brought to you by Third Ward Beer Gardens. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden, open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Scattered light showers, a low of 44. Tomorrow, light showers early, then mostly cloudy. Some clearing later on, a high of 54. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
At Citizens Bank, community banking is you, growing your business with a partner who gets it. It's you, buying your first home with a lender who makes it easy. It's you, building a future with savings that work just as hard as you. And it's us, working together to strengthen our community. Because at Citizens Bank, community banking means you plus us. Visit us at citizensbankwi.bank. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Drive into Memorial Day all month long at Cunis. Get the best savings of the year at your nearby Milwaukee Metro Cunis locations in Oak Creek and Greenfield. Get huge discounts on the Buick Envista and Envision SUVs or the rugged GMC Terrain and Sierra. Visit your local dealer website for one of our 10 pre-owned super specials. You won't find deals like this anywhere else. Plus, we have unbeatable service specials on brakes, tires, and oil changes.
I'm Brian Bohm, General Manager of Cunis of Oak Creek.
And I'm Bill Eater, General Manager of Cunis of Greenfield.
We would like to invite you to take advantage of these great monthly specials.
And remember that your vehicle will be covered by our exclusive No Fear lifetime powertrain warranty included with new and qualified pre-owned purchases.
Call or stop in today for your VIP appointment.
Drive into Memorial Day all month long at Cunis.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
They say seeing is believing. And when you check out what's waiting for you at American Place Casino, you'll definitely believe you'll love it. From thrilling gaming to top-notch service, we're changing the game. Come play all your favorites like blackjack, craps, roulette, and the latest slots. Catch a game at the sportsbook, enjoy great restaurants, bars, and more. If you're ready for excitement, exceptional service, and an experience you'll never forget, then we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call,
That's all.
The Bud Pavilion's free concert series, Wednesday Night Live, returns to State Fair Park next Wednesday, May 28th, with Rebel Grace. Gates open at 6 with live music starting at 7. The wait is over. Summer fun starts next Wednesday at the Bud Pavilion at State Fair Park.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just for you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Here, Brett Out just happened. I'm still dissecting how to feel.
Saturday Night 5 Boroughs.
Stop it. Strofe, lock in with my eyes. Strofe, you're producing the show.
Yeah.
If you laugh and then feed the laughter to Brad, he's going to continue to go.
That's okay.
I don't think so.
Brad is shining bright right now.
We'll lose. Is
Strofe
Brad
knows.
shining bright? 800-990-3776.
He's shining.
Horses and horses.
Oh, stop, Brad. Stop. Stop. That was awful. Come on with something better.
That one was so good.
We're talking about his Here Brad Out, where he wants an 18th game in the NFL schedule, which they're likely going to get to some point in their
Probably
NFL
next
lives.
year, yeah.
And he wants the 18th game to be a made-up rivalry, NFC versus AFC teams. And he, for some reason, took it to the next level.
Yeah, of course.
And has names for all of these games, and the names aren't good. They're funny to the CPA that Brad is.
I mean, there's the Sweet 16, the Final Four, and then, there's
cheese curds versus barbecue.
So for example, for
barbecue birds. That was
gold diggers
so
for
bad.
anybody who just joined us,
Y'all making
you
this
get
man is mad.
one game to share and one name of the game to share.
Oh, yeah. KBN Nation, call in. I want to hear your opinions.
Guys, we might have a tragedy. I closed it out. I didn't save it.
Oh, right.
We have to pull up the tape. I'll try to do this from memory. My favorite
They were
one,
so bad.
My favorite
You got
one,
rid of it and didn't think it was worth saving onto your computer.
I still think my favorite one is Gravediggers versus Gold Diggers. That is the 49ers versus the Raiders. It makes a ton of sense. Both the old rivalry from being close to each other and the name.
You're selling the audience by telling them it makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense. Angry Birds is so good too. The Angry Birds Bowl.
But those were two NFC teams. The concept was NFC versus AFC.
But the thing, see what I do for content. See what I do to make sure I put my best work forward.
That's your best
break my
work.
own rules. Funky Father. The Founding Fathers versus the Funky Fathers.
That was probably your second best one.
That's the Patriots versus the Saints.
That was good.
JD and Fondy, the official Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust grader, has now become the Here Brad Out grader.
Oh.
Brad D needs more thought.
Yeah.
More thought.
Josh and Kenosha on the Carbless Talk and text line. You're up on Here Brad Out.
Hey, guys. First, I just want to say it was nice to meet you a couple weeks ago.
Love meeting you, too, out at
IKEA.
In theory, I like the concept. However, these teams play each other once every 4 years as it is. So what do you do in that year where they're already mandatory playing each other? Do you have it like where they play each other twice that year then, kind of like a division rival with a home and home? Or do you add a completely different game to the schedule?
Double up, home and away. You really lean into that rivalry. That's thinking right there. KBN Nation, they're smart. They're very smart. They think about all the possible contingencies.
How smart is Dimitri and Waukesha? We'll find out.
Well, Dimitri, if you're in on this, then I'm sorry. I love you, but
you're not smart.
Yeah.
I had one, but then I remembered there was two NFC teams. You could.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine.
Hit me with
it's
it.
fine. Brad
Hit me
did
with
it too, and he gets paid to do this. So.
Yeah.
Well, you can do the Battle of the Bays, Green Bay, Tampa Bay. Bring that back. How they used to be a division rival.
It's a good one.
I mean,
And then I had one. You could do the frozen tundra versus the hot desert, Vegas, Green Bay.
I
mean, hell yeah, sign me up for that.
I'll go to Vegas every
I went to
year.
the Vegas Packers game when Jordan Love threw 3 interceptions, and I had a lot of fun regardless.
That stadium is fantastic. The city is great. I'll be there tomorrow. See how fellas.
What about Lions and Bills? That was Roar versus Gore. That's pretty
sucked
good
too.
What do you mean?
So do you gore as in Bills goring people?
Yeah, that's what they do.
Do all buffaloes don't have horns?
Yeah, they do.
All buffaloes have horns?
They got horns.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing. There's too much thought.
But you got to think. It is.
I don't need a
Brewers
puzzle.
Math. It is like Brewers math. You got to take a moment. Got to let it digest.
So I got a question for Strofe. Is this what Brewers math sounds like?
Yes.
No, it's worse. It's much worse than this.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better.
Why does that make you feel better?
Brewers math is worse?
That's what I just said, yes.
Oh,
Brett, you ruined this.
How about your listening improvement over there, pal?
I don't understand why you guys don't
Comprehension is different.
Ooh, he's saying he's dumb.
That's exactly what he just said.
Explain to me why you guys don't like Saturday Night Five Boroughs.
Because you could just call it Saturday Night Live.
It doesn't roll.
Both
off
of the teams are located in New Jersey.
Like, we get it.
But they're the New York Giants. They represent the city of New York, right? And they have Saturday Night Live.
Right.
They play on Saturday. These
play on
teams
NBC.
will play on Saturday night.
So does Saturday Night Live not is it not? Do people know it's not filmed in New York? Do they need to say Saturday Night Live in New York?
Into it.
We don't need to. We already know.
So you think Saturday Night Live would have been enough?
Yes.
No, that's not enough.
And also,
that's not creative enough.
The game would be played in New Jersey. It would not be played in any of the 5 boroughs.
That is very
then
true.
they should change their name to the New Jersey Giants.
Well, that's a different conversation, Brad.
New Jersey Jets.
In theory, I agree, yes. But that's a different conversation than the one we're having.
Your favorite. That's what I want.
The Gold Diggers versus the Grave Diggers.
That was good. I like the what's the New Orleans versus the Patriots?
Founding Fathers
versus
or Funky Fathers.
Yeah, I like that one.
How about you, Strophy? Go on. Say your favorite. Don't be shy.
Brett, are you proud of yourself?
Clearly.
I am, actually.
He's telling me not to be shy. You see all the confidence in this man?
Jeez, there's so many to choose from. Strohs.
I'm just dumbfounded by the brilliance I am in front of. Cheese curds versus barbecue birds makes absolutely no sense. What does a bird have to do with the Kansas City Chiefs?
You can have barbecue chicken.
But again, what does that have to do with the Kansas City Chiefs?
It's just everything's such a reach,
Kansas
man.
City barbecue. Kansas City barbecue. It's a culinary joke.
But Chiefs aren't birds.
How about brats versus barbecue?
But in Kansas
Beer
City,
versus
they have
barbecue.
Kansas City barbecue.
Yeah, but
What did
mostly.
you
You could do brats versus barbecue or beer versus barbecue.
Yeah, but it's so cheese oriented.
No. But you literally wanted to rhyme a word with curd.
Yeah,
I did. That's why.
I did.
Everything doesn't need to rhyme, Brad.
But rhymes make everything better.
No, but not in this case. The cheese curds versus the barbecue birds.
I wish I could take Taylor up on this. Benemet Potawatomi, red or black, come on down. The show is horrible today. Thanks to Brad, Taylor. Coming up next, Brad is a focal point of the next segment, which scares me.
No,
Come on, KBN
let's do an
Nation.
audible. What are we talking about next? I love Brad. I'm having too much Brad.
Too much Brad? All right, this is Brad's last segment. Then we focus on Ben, Kyle, and Strofe in the 414 Hour 4. But first, I'm going to tell you about the Princeton Club. Strong body, strong mind, and strong community is what you can have when you join the Prince Club. Open 24/7, free childcare with a membership, and they have something for everyone. No goal is too big or too small. Simply get started and feel the energy around you. Love talking about all the community initiatives that they have in the Madison locations and in the New Berlin location. Find one close to you. Go get a tour, fall in love with it, and then feel the energy when you're working out, and you will find your better tomorrow. I'm glad that's over.
Stroh came up with a great one.
He did.
What now?
This is from Lewis on the text line.
KBN Nation's so smart. Go ahead, Stroh. I can't take credit for it.
Lewis chimes in. It should be Cheeseheads versus Arrowheads.
I mean, that is so good.
Because it's Arrowhead Stadium.
That is so good. See, sometimes I get too lost in it. I get too deep into hear Brad out. The rooms are too dark. You know what I mean? The Brad lab.
I want to see Brad with a lot of carbless in him. Probably a hoot and a holler.
Oh man, I am fun with a lot of carbless.
Actually, I kind of want to see it too.
We'll find out in Pittsburgh. We all go together.
Kind of getting sick of sober Brad's here, Brad outs. Next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Craig Counsell bobblehead that was given away, and we, just did a nice, soliloquy? Is that the right word?
Yeah, like a montage.
Like a Virgil.
Vigil?
Vigil.
Virgil.
A vigil. We did a vigil.
Vigil.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more. Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee.
Discover an unreal treasure this May at Potawatomi. Don't miss your chance to win a share of $300,000 in cash and prizes. Just play with your rewards card for entries. Prize drawings on Thursdays. Unreal treasures this May at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Your win is waiting. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
Looking for a Milwaukee tradition? It's Saz. And for nearly 50 years, Saz's have been serving up award-winning ribs that'll make your taste buds dance. Don't miss our festival-famous mozzarella marinara, the appetizer that put us on the map and keeps Milwaukee coming back for more. Whether you're heading to a game or just catching up with family and friends, make Saz's your place to go. 55th and State. Saz's, where memories are made and stories are shared, one delicious bite at a time. Saz's State House, the finest. A Milwaukee tradition since 1976.
Make plans to stop by Third Ward Beer Garden at Catalano Square. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden, the perfect spot to meet up with friends in the Third Ward. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden.
Looking for a totally rad flavor adventure, brochachos? Look no further than Surfer Boy Pizza as seen in Stranger Things. Each mouth-watering variety contains rich tomato sauce, delicious mozzarella cheese, and a gnarly range of toppings. The crust is crispy on the outside and airy on the inside. You'll think it was hand-tossed by the Surfer Boy Pizza dudes themselves. Look for it in the freezer aisle at your local store and buckle up your taste buds with Surfer Boy Pizza.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. I know that you're gonna have it.
The Brett Favre documentary dropped on Netflix. I will get to it. Two of our panelists, Alex Strofe and Brad Nortman on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Strofe, the producer. Brad, the host. Kyle and Ben will get to it, are huge Brett Favre fans growing up.
Oh, Favre forever. Forever. I love me some Brett Favre.
Mm-hmm.
What sort of mindset do you need to be in to watch the Favre documentary as someone who was captured and cultivated by one Brett Favre?
Vulnerable, willing to be hurt.
Showing him with his helmet off after throwing a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl.
Are there any good moments?
I mean, it's a crafted narrative, right? Because, like, they sort of hit you with the heavy hitters of the whole Jen Sturger, issue, however you want to call that.
He's a man ahead of his time.
Yeah, I guess so. Then there's like 15 minutes of his, like, high school draft, coming to the Packers, resurrecting the Packers, and you're like, yeah! And then it cascades and gets worse and worse and worse and worse throughout the rest of the documentary. So for those 15 minutes, the kid inside of me was like, man, I remember why I loved this guy so much. On the field, the way he played football, he was larger than life.
I want to watch that.
But it takes a quick turn, and there's nothing surprising. There's nothing new that's necessarily told to you. Everybody knows about the Jen Sturger. There's maybe details that I didn't know. Like, for instance, I don't know if Brett Favre and Jen Sturger have never been in a room together.
Wait, time out. Wait a minute.
They've never spoken face to face.
That is correct. Yeah.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me Brett Favre never spoke to this woman in person? He only texted her?
MySpace.
He went to her on MySpace.
Yeah.
He got his number from a Jets employee and then just texted her.
Wait, time out. Wait a minute. They weren't having a text conversation?
Well, no.
They weren't going back and forth?
I think she would respond, but I've seen, like, not interested, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, he was hitting on her.
Oh, nonstop, yeah.
And then his last Hail Mary was to do that?
Yes.
Well, that was not his last Hail Mary, considering he played 3 more years in the NFL.
But, like, with her. So, yeah, that was shocking.
Yes. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes is the answer, yes.
That was shocking.
Via email.
Yes.
I thought it was text.
No, he sent the inappropriate photo that many have seen via
email. Emailed this to her? He could have said, oh, man, I did wrong person.
It was
My
like
bad.
It was like bfarv at
tmail.com.
Tmail.com.
Tmail.
Hey, Brett Favre will be a menace on Snapchat. A menace on Snapchat.
So
I did what? No, I didn't. Prove it. That screenshot ain't me. That ain't mine.
And then you compound that with the Mississippi welfare fraud. It just gets worse, man.
Dude, he's not a good person.
No,
that's
he's
ultimately
not.
what you walk away feeling.
Yeah, you're just like, this is bad.
And
this
it
is
ultimately
really
brings up the conversation of, can you separate the art from the artist?
Wait a minute.
And my takeaway is no.
They don't show any of the touchdowns?
so
I cannot be a legitimate Brett Favre fan. I can't.
Oh, no, Kyle,
hard,
can you watch this? You're like Favre's #1 supporter.
You can't rationalize it away any longer when you see it.
What did you say about irrational people earlier?
You can't have a rational conversation with an irrational person.
I'll put my irrational hat on when I watch this.
So you're gonna watch it through an irrational lens?
I mean the welfare fraud. Maybe he meant to send the text message to the wrong person or the email, or what else drama can I try to flip it and switch it up for Brett Favre?
Those are the headlines. I mean,
how did he know that the money came from the Texas welfare or the Mississippi welfare system? He thought it was just.
He asked, "Can I get in trouble for this?" Well, I would find out.
He literally asked via text message, "Can the public find out how I received this money?"
Brett Favre literally said, "Hell, just take money from anybody. Welfare, whatever."
He's a dumb criminal on top of being a criminal.
Yeah,
allegedly.
We're back in 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, allegedly, he sues people.
Sell out with me, oh yeah, sell out with me.
Delays along southbound 43, basically from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette, down past Lapham. The northbound side slowing down from Kilbourne all the way to Keefe. Westbound 94, delays out of the 25th Street area to Hawley Road. On the eastbound side, delays from Barker to about Calhoun, and then again from 76th Street through to 35th. Traffic is brought to you by Third Ward Beer Garden. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Scattered light showers, a low of 44. And tomorrow, light showers early, then mostly cloudy. Some clearing later on, a high of 54. Weather is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazga on 94.5 ESPN.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
Tailgate season, company victory party, don't let your event fall short. V Private Bar Services delivers the winning play with expertise. We're talking custom cocktails, top shelf service, and an atmosphere that'll have your team pumped. Forget the watered down beer and basic mixers. Get the VIP treatment for your corporate events with bartenders who know the perfect pour. V Private Bar Services, where elevated hospitality runs through our veins. Explore vprivatebar.com and leave the mixing to us.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
It's the 4 hour at 4 on KBN.
He's Kyle Wallace. I'm Ben Brust alongside Brad Nortman. Strophy's running the show. UKBN Nation at 800-990-3776, the Carbless Talk and Text line. See us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, and of course, listen on the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app. You know, I want to know which storyline the Packers need to rewrite this season. And I'd love that on the poll, Strophy. I'll give you some options here. What storyline do the Packers need to rewrite this season? Is it beating good teams? Is it J Love being consistent through a whole season? Is it winning the division? Or other? Is there anything else that I'm missing?
Some with that D-line.
Yeah,
maybe.
pass rush.
Pass rush.
But those other ones feel much bigger
it's hard to
than pass
rewrite
rush.
something with something that you like. It's like using the same thing you already had, you know?
Maybe it's other.
Yeah,
probably
it's
other.
Boy, I mean, especially when you write these out, my takeaway is this team's got a ways to go, you know?
Not necessarily.
I mean, beat good teams, J Love consistent and win the division. Like, those are things that they've not done yet, and they still need to do. It feels like it's been a while since they've done any of those.
Like, would you rather take J Love being consistent over winning the division if it means you still are a playoff team?
I would rather take J Love being consistent. Well, it's a number of reasons. One, because if he's being consistent, nobody expects he's going to be the second half of 2023 again. But if he is consistent, if he's good, if he's somewhere in that top 8 type quarterback and he's not making terribly bad decisions, maybe you beat good teams and maybe you win the division. But even more so, it's reflective of the future for the Green Bay Packers. We all believe Jordan Love is the franchise quarterback, but we don't know if he can consistently be a top guy to actually make the Packers Super Bowl contenders. So if I know that I can get that out of Jordan Love and I don't have to worry about him going forward, that is one major piece, the biggest piece of the team building puzzle that I can say, okay, everything else might change, but we got Jordan Love. Same thing with Favre, same thing with Rodgers. Everything else changed around them, but they remained contenders because the quarterbacks remained good to great.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Great.
obviously it's important to everybody that Jordan Love becomes a more consistent quarterback, that he finally starts living up to the expectations that was bestowed upon him by what he did the last 8 games of the season back in 2023. So I'm right there with you, Brad, in believing that Jordan Love needs to become more consistent. That needs to be a storyline that we're not talking about anymore. But the thing that will be most impactful for the Green Bay Packers if they change the narrative on it, change the storyline, is beating good football teams. Because winning the division, yes, I want to win the NFC North, but when the Green Bay Packers have a tough schedule the way they do this year, we've talked about it extensively over the last 7 days about how the Green Bay Packers have a very tough schedule ahead. But the Green Bay Packers start beating good football teams. What that means is this football team has more confidence playing good football teams. We all knew going in that game against the Eagles, based off the way that the Packers performed last season, they weren't going to beat the Eagles. Nobody felt confident about beating the Philadelphia Eagles. They were just too good of a football team, and the Packers had done absolutely nothing throughout the regular season to give us any type of evidence to prove to us that they can beat, right? Not compete, not come back against, but defeat and beat good football teams. They were 0-6 last year against the top three teams in the NFC. So when I look at this season for the Green Bay Packers to get to where we want them to get to, they have to prove to us that they can beat the Detroit Lions football team, right? It's not just, we beat them on Thanksgiving Day a couple years. No, they not only played with them, but they can beat them. When we talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, they can beat the Philadelphia Eagles. They can beat the Baltimore Ravens. When we look at these football games, if the Packers can prove to themselves that they can not only play with the best of them, but they can beat the best of them, that puts them in a great position during the playoffs to go on and have more success. When they played the 49ers 2 years ago in the playoffs, we were hoping that the Packers could beat a really good football team and organization in the San Francisco 49ers. I want to get back to the mentality that the Green Bay Packers are the hunted and not hunting. And so for us to get back to that hunted mentality, you got to beat good football teams.
Since 2002, you can go back a little first. Since 1995, the Packers won the division 3 straight years. Then 4-year drought. Then they win it 3 straight times. They win it twice. They win it. They don't win it twice. They win it once, and then a 3-year drought. Then win it 4 straight times. Lose it once. Lose it twice, win it 3 straight times. So this is starting to become a theme where when I look at the other winners in previous years, it was like, all right, the Bears went on a run 05-06. The Vikings went on a run 08-09. Then it was the Vikings in 2022 and the Lions. So this is like a longer stretch of the last 20 years that you have more competition, other players consistently winning the NFC North. Yeah. And if Detroit wins again, they're flipping the colors on this page of just like now purple and blue and a lot of blue and not enough yellow. And like that's the thing that stands out to me most is like, sure, if they didn't win the division, they came back and it was like, oh wow, they went 15-1, they went 12-4. Like they just continuously came back after probably finishing second, or it was a year Aaron Rodgers got hurt. They're reaching a point now where they were 3rd last year. They were 8-9 when they didn't make the playoffs in 2022. They obviously had to go on a run to be 9-8 to make the playoffs the year prior.
Have we been 3rd place 3 years in a row? The Vikings in 2020. Oh, the Vikings struggled in 2023.
Second in 2023.
Yes, that's right. They struggled down the road.
The point being is they this last year they were favored ahead of the Vikings and the Bears, and they finished below the Vikings and the Lions. Right? You're second in the odds behind the Lions. So to me, it's winning the division. It's winning the division, man. Winning the division means that you're putting yourself in a better position to succeed in the playoffs. And if it's about winning championships, it's about the team. And you could make an argument against me that, all right, it's not about the division. It's about Jordan Love playing at a high level, because if we see what he did in 2023, if he plays at a high level, it doesn't matter who they play, he's good enough. But I feel like I can't put my chips in the Jordan Love basket as being the guy to take them all the way, because he hasn't shown me that consistency yet. So if it means that they win the division, it's not just solely because of Jordan Love. It means that the way that they're able to utilize Josh Jacobs and Matt LaFleur with all these different options at the receiver room that he can hopefully work with Matthew Golden and Jaden Reed in his 3rd year, Tucker Kraft emerging, offensive line solid. If they could just be a solid offense with a top 10 defense with Jeff Hafley and they grind their way in this schedule to winning the division, and Jordan Love isn't the star of that, I'm okay with that, because they need to have some pride in getting themselves a better opportunity in the playoffs. Because if Jordan Love is consistent, but they don't win games, and they're in the same spot that they were of just like a 7-6 seed, doesn't matter. You're not moving the team forward.
And Jordan Love playing at a consistent, I think that will equate to victories for the Green Bay Packers, but I don't think it equates to everybody around him being much better, right? It doesn't mean that the guys are going to stop dropping passes. It doesn't mean that the defensive line is going to get a pass rush. That's why I'm with Ben on winning the division, but more so beating good teams. That takes a full team effort. Winning a division takes a full team effort, but beating really good football teams, that takes a true full team effort, which shows to you that on the offensive side of the football and the defensive side of football, you got guys who are coming together as a unit and as a whole and winning football games against great competition.
Yeah, and we're all sort of talking toward the same point, and I think Jordan Love is a huge component of beating good teams and winning the division. But going back to Ben's with winning the division, as another aspect of his argument, winning the division during the Favre and Rodgers era, it didn't feel like much. One, it felt like you were doing it all the time. And two, I feel like the division is as good as it's ever been. Maybe not, that you had during Favre's time, you did have Randy Moss and the Vikings. You did have Bears that went to the Super Bowl one year. You had Adrian Peterson Vikings. So you did have quality opponents that kind of came and went. But right now, the worst team in the division is still like a playoff borderline team in the Bears and the Vikings. The Vikings were double-digit teams last year, wins last year, and the Lions are among the best teams in the NFL. So winning the division means more because it's a harder gauntlet. And even, too, when I was thinking about when I won the division, whether it was on my team won the division. I didn't win the division. When it was the Carolina Panthers, we won it 3 times. And then with the Jags, we won it once. When you win the division, not only do you get the playoff game, and likely you're a higher seed, but there's something about winning something together, right? If you're a wild card, you haven't won anything. You don't get the NFC North hats, the T-shirts, whatever it is. It feels like you can stake a claim on the season. You can use that momentum and roll it forward into the postseason. We entered the postseason with confidence, more so than I think teams that were wild card entered with confidence, because it felt like you had already reached one summit of the mountain. When you were doing a wild card, it feels like you were still scrapping. Now, that can work if you have a certain fabric of your team, but when you win your division, you sort of feel like, okay, one check mark done. We've made progress. We're getting closer. One summit has been reached. So I think there's something emotionally and morally, like morale-like, when it comes to winning the division and then what that means to propel you forward into the playoffs.
Brad in Whitewater, you're up on the Carbless Talking text line.
All right, now, you dub or whippets, baby.
And a good name.
What storyline do you want to see fixed?
A B-Rad?
Jordan Love. Jordan Love's got to have a great year. If he does, he balls out. We got Golden now. I don't know, I'm hearing a lot of hype, and I'm feeling real good. I watched a lot of YouTube videos this morning, Aaron Rodgers, the bad man, and I don't know. I feel good about this year, boys, to be honest.
I like it, Brad. I like it.
That's optimism. J Love has shown what he can do, and to the argument of J Love consistency, when J Love was consistent, the team elevated for that argument.
I'll say this, too. When Rodgers was rolling, when Favre was rolling, whenever you see, Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, when your quarterback is that man, dude, no team is unbeatable. No situation is too low to fall out of. You feel like you're in every game. You feel like you are fearsome to other opponents. When you have that man that is your quarterback, dude, anything and everything is on the table.
I got a nugget. Everyone like a good nugget?
I like nuggets.
Gold nuggets.
Since 1970, 6 wild card teams have won the Super Bowl without winning their division. The Raiders in 1980, the Broncos in 97, the Ravens in 2000, the Steelers in 05, the Packers in 2010, and the Buccaneers in 2020. So, to Brad's point, winning that division and doing something as a team helps you feel like you can accomplish more, because to get in the wild card, it's a tougher route, and it's even tougher now with 7 teams, and you're playing the number 2 seed right away on the road.
And wait a minute. Can you go through those teams again?
The Raiders in 80, the Broncos in 97.
Okay, the Broncos in 97, Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yep.
The Ravens obviously did not have a Hall of Fame quarterback.
But they had a Hall of Fame defense. Yeah.
Hall of Fame defense. Steelers 05.
Hall of Fame quarterback, Roethlisberger.
And then Rodgers and Brady.
Yeah. Either it's going to be an elite Hall of Fame quarterback, or it has to be a team thing. And with Jordan Love, listen, all 3 of these are something that are very important for the Green Bay Packers to be able to turn it around and actually be in the direction we want them to go in. So if Jordan Love is the answer, then Jordan Love needs to play like not just a very good quarterback. Hell, not an elite quarterback. He needs to be gold jacket ability playing on that.
If we're going to talk about the Green Bay Packers moving forward, winning a Super Bowl, winning the division has to be at the top of the list.
Yeah.
There's evidence behind it. I'm sticking with that forever now.
No, I agree with that, because quite honest, they need to win something. They need to.
And anytime anybody calls in and says, well, they did it as a wild card team in 2010, I will cite all the other teams and ask, what do those teams have in common versus the Green Bay Packers that are a wild card team heading into the playoffs this year?
Yeah, that's 12%. And of those 12% teams, all-time great defense, all-time great quarterbacks. How about that?
How about that? Brad, you were dressed up to the nines today. What were you doing?
You know what? I was dressed
Before
up.
you go, come on, you were dressed up. Do you have a polo on top of a polo right now?
I do. I dressed up in a polo because I saw my friends at QC Kinetics. I put my Weed Man polo on top of it. But I want to tell you about QC Kinetics because I went to the Greenfield location today, and boy, oh boy, I am just reminded of all the lives that are being changed by it. I mean, with the healthcare the way it is, you have to. It's not optional. You have to get multiple different opinions, especially if you're experiencing joint pain, whether it be your back, your knees, your hips, your shoulders, whatever it is. If you're experiencing chronic tendonitis, arthritis, those are some of the classic patients that QC Kinetics has helped give a pain-free existence to. I mean, the stuff that they use is cutting edge. It's next level. It's no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. They're able to take those the blood within you, the healing properties that already exist in you, able to create it into PRP, plasma-rich platelets, and they're able to put it back in your body for recovery and stem cells to be able to grow it, to be able to have future mobility and a pain-free life. There are so many reasons to go to QC Kinetics, and the consultation is completely free. That's right. There is no pressure. They're going to diagnose you, use an ultrasound. You're going to get a deep understanding of what's going on in your joints, and there's absolutely no pressure. It's going to be informative more than anything. But guess what? Most people that go there, they see the light, and they say, when can I start? You can start at QC Kinetics by calling them for your free consultation at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Giannis allegedly is meeting with the Milwaukee Bucks this week for their future. I need your sales pitch. What's your sales pitch? You are John Horst. Everyone put on your John Horst hat. What is your sales pitch to Giannis Antetokounmpo? And it's not take him to Carnivore Strofe.
Sell me this pen.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
So they are lucky. Those other teams, whether it's Kentucky or whether it's Oregon or was it TCU?
That was TCU.
TCU, they're lucky I didn't play in that game. You got upset by a bad team, TCU.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
A new accident now on westbound 894 heading into the Hale interchange, just about as you're swinging to the north to go northbound. It is off on the left shoulder, but it does not look good, so just be extra careful out there. We've also got southbound 41 right about at Hampton Avenue off on the left shoulder. We have a crash there. Delays now from Good Hope Road all the way down past Capitol Drive, northbound from Watertown Plank Road up to Hampton. Escape to the Knickerbocker on the lake. Enjoy stunning lake views, luxurious rooms, and exceptional dining. Experience timeless charm and modern luxury in the heart of Milwaukee. Book your stay at knickerbockerontheLake.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Scattered light showers, a low of 44. Tomorrow, light showers early, mostly cloudy, some clearing later on, a high of 54. It's baseball season. Don't let a leaky roof strike you out. Hit a home run with Avondale Roofing, Wisconsin's top choice for quality and protection. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga on 94.5 ESPN.
With Wilde and Tush, you won't miss a play.
The NFL, there are no gimmies in this business. You earn everything you get. You haven't earned jack yet.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Led them in receiving.
That's great.
Both receptions and yards.
That's
each
great.
of the first two seasons.
So do it again. If you're a third-year player, you haven't done anything. Yeah, it's great that you led the team. Do it again.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Men's wedding bands made from whiskey barrels and meteorites.
Welcome to Kessler's.
They say seeing is believing. And when you check out what's waiting for you at American Place Casino, you'll definitely believe you'll love it. From thrilling gaming to top-notch service, we're changing the game. Come play all your favorites like blackjack, craps, roulette, and the latest slots. Catch a game at the sportsbook, enjoy great restaurants, bars, and more. If you're ready for excitement, exceptional service, and an experience you'll never forget, then we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
highlight your long weekend when the Brewers kick off a 3-game series against the Red Sox on Memorial Day, featuring the best way to start summer, Dollar Hot Dog Day. Keep the summer vibes going into the week as kids and seniors can get 50% off select tickets at the game on Wednesday, May 28th. What's better than a long weekend? Brewers baseball and dollar hot dogs. Find your seats today at brewers.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code YEAR to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The Bud Pavilion's free concert series, Wednesday Night Live, returns to State Fair Park next Wednesday, May 28th, with Rebel Grace. Gates open at 6 with live music starting at 7. The wait is over. Summer fun starts next Wednesday at the Bud Pavilion at State Fair Park.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
For some reason, Alex Strofe thinks that John Horst and the Milwaukee Bucks ownership is going to meet with Giannis at a steakhouse and wine and dine him.
How you been, Giannis? You like Cabernet?
I don't think Giannis is much of a drinker.
Body's a temple guy?
Yes. Have you listened to the analysis show? The man takes care of himself.
You should say, give him smoothies. He loves smoothies.
He does love smoothies.
All the smoothies his heart desires.
Bring him to Orange Julius.
So now you're trying to bribe him
Orange
with...
Julius. It's not bribe. He's under contract. It's like your boss buying you a drink.
He is under contract. I don't know, man. I don't want him to go. Nobody wants him to go. I'm not saying he's going to go. But the reasons for him to go if his goal is to win a championship seem to outweigh the reasons to stay. That doesn't mean he's not going to stay. But if you were Giannis's family or best friend and he asked you your opinion, should I stay or should I go?
Oof. If I was Giannis' friend, I'll be honest, I love Milwaukee, but I would look at what's on the horizon for the Milwaukee Bucks. I would look at the Eastern Conference. I would look at the young teams that are emerging. And I would have to have a conversation as he's having with the Milwaukee Bucks. But as things stand today, as a Milwaukee Bucks fan, if I take off my fandom cap, my Milwaukee Bucks, I had my Bucks hoodie on today, right? Because I love my championship hoodie. But logically, not as a Bucks fan, Giannis' greatest opportunity to win a championship in the next 2 years is not with the Milwaukee Bucks. Nobody can sit here and tell Giannis. The Bucks can't sit in a room if they're meeting today. They should not be saying, "Hey, Giannis, we really believe with you next year with you we can win a championship." No, we can try to compete for championships, but you're not going to be a front runner. There isn't anybody that's going to be betting on the Bucks to win the championship next year unless they're trying to make a whole lot of money because the Bucks' odds are going to be very far. And so, realistically, if Giannis wants to win a championship, the easiest route to a championship will not be through Milwaukee at this moment going into the 2025-2026 season. That's just facts.
But
that's not how he's wired. I keep coming back to how will he receive the information? Like, if you say that, it might actually be a good thing because it'd be like, I'll prove you wrong.
Well, when it comes to Giannis and like any major decision, it all comes in the context of what are the other options, right? It's not just, should I do this? It's, well, what are the other options? And if you say the other options, the Bucks, look, they're not going to trade him to the East, right? I mean, they're going to do everything they can to do that. And as you hear from the national media, there's only a few teams that have the actual assets to pull off a trade of this magnitude. It sounds like it's San Antonio and Houston, right? In order to have the trade go in where there's somewhat of similar value, those rosters are going to get gutted. Absolutely gutted just to bring Giannis there. Plus, the West is harder. So if you're going to look at a 2-year time frame, I don't think either one of those two teams are in a better spot.
I like this, Brad.
Are in a better spot than the Milwaukee Bucks to actually make some noise in the NBA. So here's my pitch to Giannis. Put some thought into this. Giannis, you're going to be a free agent in 2 years. We're not going to force you to sign anything next offseason or any offseason until you're a free agent. We won't make you sign anything. Let us prove to you over the next 2 seasons that we can position ourselves at that point to be a contender. If you don't see it then you can go ahead and go to free agency. And for Giannis, he's going to look at that and say, that's better for me too, because I don't have to go to a team and gut all their assets just to go there. If he wants to win a championship, if he wants to win
Is this like a goodbye song? Okay, just making
If he
sure.
wants to win a championship,
You did that one time.
He has 2 options, in my opinion. He waits until free agency, and he can waltz onto a team that is ready to be a contender, and they don't have to give up anything for him. Just sign him to a new contract. Or you wait it out with the Bucks, and in 2 years, let's see if John Horst can pull a rabbit out of his hat, little trick up his sleeve, and maybe, just maybe, he'll say, you know what, this team is ready to contend.
Okay, if this does not work, we get put out in the first round again and again. So he walks, then what, Brad? John Horst is out of a job?
Then you will at least you at least kept him around for as long as possible.
So wait a minute.
That or he leaves.
I thought you were fine dying with him.
Yeah, it's that or he leaves.
I'm fine dying with him. But him walking 2 years from now, that ain't dying with him.
But you
That's
don't
me
know he's
dying
going
alone
to.
and unhappy.
Kevin Durant on Twitter had said something very interesting. He commented about what it would take to get Giannis. He said 4 or 5 starters and 1 million picks.
Yeah.
It takes a lot.
A lot.
And so that's what I like is the idea of if you're going to be traded somewhere, we're going to get so much that it's going to hurt the place you're going. And if you're going to the West, it's an even harder path to win a championship when we're taking all the pieces that would help you win a championship away from you.
Because right now, you're not concerned about 2 years from now. You're trying to buy time with Giannis. I think Giannis will listen to that, and he'll say, you know what? That's a good point. There's really no scenario over the next 2 years where I can realistically win a championship. I'm better off staying with the Bucks, giving them a chance, letting them see if they can build a championship-ready team, or I'll go to free agency.
The West is loaded, but you're seeing a lot of young talent. You're seeing guys, if you don't think that Anthony Edwards, he can compete with Anthony Edwards, say Gilgeous-Alexander. You don't think he can compete with, Nikola Jokic. You don't think he can compete with these guys?
It's not those guys specifically. It's the rest of the team around him.
It's the teams around him. And I think Giannis is talented enough as a number one to drag a team like the Houston Rockets, who were the 2 seed in the West this past year.
But all the pieces that are around the Rockets would become Bucks if you trade him.
Because you're at least going to get at least a couple starters.
You're getting 4 of their 5 starters.
That's not real. He
Probably
said,
at least
if
2.
Mikal Bridges can get 5 first-round picks
and starters,
you can get 5 first-round picks and a couple
picks versus established veterans is different. That's why it's hard. That's why they didn't get established veterans in that trade. And so when I think about this, when you're talking to Giannis, you just need to tell Giannis, listen, this next season, we're going to do everything we can to build around you. We can, but we're going to be honest, because y'all know me. I'm going to get a whole PowerPoint presentation. We're going to have numbers. We're going to talk about free agents that we're going to try to target, guys who we want Giannis to whisper some sweet nothings in their ear to try to recruit to Milwaukee. I'm going to say, listen, Giannis, in 2025, it's going to be rough because we do not have Dame, but we're going to start laying the groundwork and the framework in order for this team to pop again in 2026. So we need you just to be patient, but we also are going to put everything behind you that we can so you can try to make a miracle run to the NBA Finals. It may not happen. We're going to show you what we're going to do this year. We're going to put this team behind you as much as possible. But then on top of that, off the court, we're going to elevate you off the court. The Deer District is nice. You got that shop there. You got a restaurant, a Vili. How about having, another little restaurant in the Deer District somewhere? Or maybe, ownership in something else around Milwaukee. Maybe an ownership in the Bucks when you retire one day. But trying to offer him some more things to let him know that Milwaukee loves him. The Bucks organization loves him. In this city, yeah, you dominate on a basketball court, but also you're going to dominate the city as well. There's going to be Antetokounmpo's clubs. Yeah. Almost said something else. It's a different type of clubs.
Gentlemen, let's not be honest, Brand.
I'm going to Vegas, so I have my mind's at the clubs.
Oh, really?
Yanni, I'm going to Avali this Saturday to support you only if you stay. Leroy in Milwaukee, you're up on the Cardinals Talking text line. What's up, Leroy?
What's up, family, y'all? Kyle Nortman. I agree with everything you guys saying. Ben, Brust, you know I love you forever. But I got a funny feeling, you guys, and I feel it in my heart. Houston, this is my home. This is my city. We did it. Remember him saying it. We did it.
Did it, Chris?
He'll forever. We love him. I forever love Giannis Antetokounmpo. Forever.
Yeah.
Leroy, I thought you were going the other
guys.
direction. I love it. I love the excitement.
This is the Leroy I like to hear, because the last 2 times you called in, Leroy, man, you were somber, sad, and heartbroken.
Send a wellness check to
yeah,
him.
I thought
man.
he was somber to start off, too, but he said, I feel it deep inside that he's coming back.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
what a spin zone.
But overall today, KBN Nation, we do not understate this whatsoever. I know we hate hearing all the noise, right? I know we all hate hearing about Giannis being in the news, and Giannis is clearly agitated by it as well, as he has responded to things. He's doing all this other stuff that is out of character. So what we do know is he probably does not like all this stuff happening. But what we will find out today is whether or not the Milwaukee Bucks have a plan. Because by next week, when we come back from KBN having Memorial Day weekend where we get to celebrate, the military and those who, gave their lives, we'll know next week whether or not Giannis is going to be staying, because there's going to be a little bit more chirping and reports that are going to come out, or here are the teams and the Bucks promised to do this. There's going to be reports. So we're going to not have a resolution next week, but we're going to have a little bit better finger on the pulse of what direction Giannis is going to be going. Will Giannis be staying with the Milwaukee Bucks for the next 2 seasons? Or will Giannis be getting traded? We will know more come next week.
We'll also know more about UWD right now from Kyle.
Yeah, UWD, I'm just telling y'all this right now. If you are thinking about making some upgrades and you're thinking about upgrading the windows in your home, I have the perfect place for you to work with, and that is Universal Windows Direct. I told y'all, when Jamie Shea came to my house, he did the free in-home consultation. He showed us the different options that we have for windows. He didn't try to upsell us. He didn't try to make more money. All he did is say, hey, where are you looking to get your windows done? Okay, yep, I can see that here. I have the perfect product for you, and showed us all the different details of it. So what I'm saying is this: if you're thinking about upgrading, go ahead, call multiple companies, but make sure when you make that one call, make sure that one call is to UWD, and I promise you will love it. So the great thing about Universal Windows Direct is they give you 50% off your windows. Yes, half off your windows, and you never have to pay a single penny for an entire year. Yes, 0% interest for 12 whole months when you work with Universal Windows Direct. Why wait? Call them today at 414-410-4000. That's 414-410-4000, or visit them at universalwindowsdirect.com to schedule your free in-home estimate today. For the last windows that you'll ever need, go to UWD.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Quickly, we go to John in Milwaukee on the Cardinals Talking text line. You're up, John.
Gentlemen.
Yo.
We there?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, you know what? It's 45 and it hasn't been going into the rain for 2 days, but I feel okay because I'm talking to you guys. And here's my take. If you guys watch the Giannis documentary, Jim Paschke talks about how Giannis has a sense of honor, personal, and loyalty more than maybe anybody Paschke's ever known in his life. And I take that with a lot of gravity. So I believe strongly that Giannis isn't going anywhere because of his sense of loyalty and honor.
It is a big part of who he is, and it is believe it or not, loyalty is a big part of this conversation and the legacy around Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah,
and he will feel that gravity that he mentioned when making that decision.
Also, in my PowerPoint presentation I will have, or whatever presentations people use nowadays, you know what I'll have? I'll have a statue of Giannis. Oh. He'll be able to see it. His legacy.
He's going to get that no matter what.
Well, it's different when you put it in somebody's face.
Oh, you're saying you get
here's an idea.
Oh, a statue while he's playing.
Here's an
statue while he's playing.
Let's just retire his jersey already.
Ooh, yeah.
Opening night next year. Oh. Giannis retirement jersey.
Are we starting to get a little desperate?
Yep. Sure am. Very desperate.
We're starting to get a little desperate.
I'm not running from that desperation. Please stay.
Please stay.
Please. Also, really quickly, With UWD, I gave y'all the wrong phone number. I gave y'all the phone number to Cardinal Stritch. They don't exist anymore. The phone number is this, 414-410-2000. That's 414-410-2000. Y'all know I got some problems sometimes, but visit UWD.com. And like me, I'm telling y'all, you'll be saying, I love my Universal Windows Direct.
More next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
We've called him Whitey Tighties. We've called him the Hall Monitor. He's Jesse Nelson. Like, he's just, I am Jesse Nelson. Kyle, you're Jesse Nelson.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
More issues out on the roads. The water is coming down and making for a nasty ride. We have a crash westbound 94 at 35th Street off on the right shoulder. We've also got a crash on 41 southbound at Hampton Avenue. Just about all cleared out of the way, but the delays are nasty coming in from well before Appleton Avenue. Pretty much solid down to Burleigh. We've also got one other accident westbound 894 just as you're turning onto northbound 894 in the Hale interchange. It is off on the left shoulder, but 1, 2, 3, 4 cars plus the squad in that corner. Just be extra careful. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, scattered light showers, a low of 44. Tomorrow, light showers early, then mostly cloudy. Some clearing later on, a high of 54. Tsunami Express Car Wash's Memorial Day sale is here. Get your first month of unlimited washes for just $10, May 19th through the 26th. Learn more at tsunamiexpress.com/Memorial Day. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Join NBA stars Dwayne Wade and Travis Diener on the links at Hidden Glen Golf Course or at the Champions for Literacy celebration on June 27th at the Garage at the Harley-Davidson Museum. Help bring awareness to youth literacy and support Milwaukee's youth. Get full event details at wadeversusdiener.givesmart.com. And if you can't make the party, learn more about the Elite Youth Basketball Camp happening on June 28th at wadeversusdiener.givesmart.com. That's wadevsdiener.givesmart.com.
Program with special pricing and incentives on every vehicle. And for every new car sold this month, we'll make a donation to local military and first responder charities. Thank you from Ewald Automotive Group.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor. If it's a celebrate or tailgate when you're gonna recreate upstate. If it's a holiday, birthday, any date, you can save at discount liquor.
This is Marie from Discount Liquor. It's time to stock up for your Memorial Day weekend celebrations. Whether you need a couple of cases, a cold half barrel, a great bottle of wine, your favorite craft beer, or hard-to-find liquor, you'll find it at Discount Liquor, all at the lowest prices in town. Visit us at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow in Maine in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store in Milwaukee again. Have a happy and safe Memorial Day weekend from all of us at Discount Liquor.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Check out all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp recently surveyed more than 16,000 people and found that while 75% of people believe it is wise to seek support, only 27% of Americans are actually in therapy, and people stay silent to avoid being judged. BetterHelp has more than 10 years of experience matching you with the right therapist. We are all better with help. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout for 10% off your first month of therapy today. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a star-studded group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 6th through the 8th with an exciting team competition and a new tournament home at TPC Wisconsin. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Megan Maroney with special guest Clint Black on Friday, June 6th at Breese Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I fell for the devil's daughter. I jumped in, yeah, I drank the water.
Giannis Antetokounmpo forever. Giannis Antetokounmpo forever.
I mean, it's nice. That's nice.
That's pretty good.
Antetokounmpo.
Our guy Leroy.
Giannis Antetokounmpo forever.
It does get better every time.
Giannis Antetokounmpo forever.
Earlier, not
Come
even
on,
earlier
that's
today.
pretty good.
It's pretty good. I think you like Brad during Hear Brad Out earlier today. We're very proud of your work, and no matter what anyone said, you were going to be proud regardless.
Giannis Antetokounmpo forever.
When we get news later this summer that Giannis isn't going anywhere, imagine how many times I'm going to hit this button.
Giannis Antetokounmpo forever.
It's getting
It's
better.
quite the snicker.
I don't know why Kyle doesn't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
What
good.
do you got against Leroy and his
No,
laugh?
it's good. It's good.
All right, hold on. Let's compare. I only have a few listeners on my hotkey sheet. Let's compare Tyrone and Leroy. Here's Tyrone. That's Tyrone. Here's
so
Leroy.
good.
Giannis Antetokounmpo forever.
They've got like a different tenor, right? I mean,
What about Diana? Isn't she on there?
Yeah, somewhere.
Come on, Strofe. You got to know your producer.
You need to stop being a freaking hater.
Giannis Antetokounmpo forever.
You need to stop being a freaking hater.
Is she talking to Homer? Was she talking to Homer?
You need to stop being a freaking hater.
Home slice. I usually I see Home Slice sitting out there. I think he's ducking the
scared?
smoke. Yeah.
He's scared.
No, Homer doesn't duck anything.
I don't know. Usually Home Slice is out there hanging out.
He's usually in here by now.
Yeah, he is.
He might walk through any second. But right now, let's hear why we're talking about Homer, because yesterday on the Homer Hour, John Anderson, this is what he said.
Not unprecedented. You're right. I don't think you'd ever be considered a superstar if this keeps up. But
I'd trade him.
Less than 50 games into his first year.
I would trade him.
And my guess is why maybe a lot of people aren't talking about that. It's nice of you to shine a light on that. I bet the Brewers are working on that issue with him.
Oh, of course they are.
So
Because if he doesn't get better, you got to trade him. He's not worth the money you're paying him, right?
we're not discussing trading him for another several years.
You're right, Brad. John Anderson was very caught off guard. They were discussing shining light on him not being able to produce walks. I think he's got like 4 walks and like 200 at bats or something. Like he's swinging and hacking away as a 21-year-old, as one should, as they learn their way through the MLB as a young stud. And and Homer's talking about you're paying him too much. What do you mean you're paying him too much? He's the best contract in the MLB right now.
John was going on talking, and Homer said trade him, and John just kept going. And then Homer said trade him again, and then again John just. I think.
Well,
John
he said
was like,
right? Question mark right?
Yeah, I think John could I think his brain was like, no, I must have heard wrong.
If he doesn't get better, you got to trade him. He's not worth the money you're paying him.
No.
What did I say? I told you he's going to walk in the door and he's like, you guys worry about the stupidest things.
I wasn't worried. I wasn't. I did say he might be done.
If he doesn't get better, you got to trade him. He's not worth the money you're paying him.
If he doesn't get better, you got to trade him.
Homer is avoiding the smoke.
Homer avoiding smoke. Oh,
I told you he doesn't avoid smoke.
He'll just say thanks like he does on Twitter.
Well, Homer. Usually, Homer is on social media.
Well, he's coming up next. Let's just get to him right now.
Yeah, I love it.
Homer joins us next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Ben's pretty good at impersonations.
Hey, he's
Quotes.
pretty good.
I will give him that. either I'll give crush him him that. or suck at him.
He's pretty good at faking it.
Yeah, being a faker.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. With Wilde and Tush, you won't miss a play.
The NFL, there are no gimmies in this business. You earn everything you get. You haven't earned jack yet.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Led them in receiving. That's great.
Both receptions and yards
That's
each
great.
of the
So
first
do it.
2
Hey,
seasons.
So do it again. If you're a third-year player, you haven't done anything. Yeah, it's great that you led the team. Do it again.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Walls. Right now, get 50% off your windows plus no interest and no payments for 12 months and a free entry door with your window purchase. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Start your summer with a spotless ride at Tsunami Express Car Wash. Hey, it's Brad Nortman from KBN. This Memorial Day, Tsunami Express Car Wash is offering an incredible deal. From May 19th to May 26th, get your first month of any membership plan for just $10. Plus, unlock access to the Member Fast Lane. And of course, use Tsunami Express's free amenities, including vacuums and mat cleaners. This Memorial Day sale is only available May 19th through May 26th. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at TsunamiExpress.com/Memorial Day.
Drive into Memorial Day all month long at Cunis. Get the best savings of the year at your nearby Milwaukee Metro Cunis locations in Oak Creek and Greenfield. Get huge discounts on the Buick Envista and Envision SUVs or the rugged GMC Terrain and Sierra. Visit your local dealer website for one of our 10 pre-owned super specials. You won't find deals like this anywhere else. Plus, we have unbeatable service specials on brakes, tires, and oil changes.
I'm Brian Bohm, General Manager of Cunis of Oak Creek.
And I'm Bill Eater, General Manager of Cunis of Greenfield.
We would like to invite you to take advantage of these great monthly specials.
And remember that your vehicle will be covered by our exclusive No Fear lifetime powertrain warranty included with new and qualified pre-owned purchases.
Call or stop in today for your VIP appointment.
Drive into Memorial Day all month long at Cunis.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Make plans to stop by Third Ward Beer Garden at Catalano Square. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden, the perfect spot to meet up with friends in the Third Ward. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Radio legend.
I don't care. I wanted to talk to Brent Musburger. That was for my own personal benefit. I hope other people enjoyed it, but I wish I was Brent Musburger. How about that?
Voice of Marquette basketball.
Joplin to the basket. Oh, wow. Hammer time.
And owner of the most famous catchphrase, at least in this building.
Oh, baby, that's sweet.
It's time for Uncle Homer on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Brought to you by Higher Love Cannabis Company. Less than an hour from Green Bay and just over 2 from Milwaukee. Find your higher love at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
If he doesn't get better, you got to trade him. He's not worth the money you're paying him.
We're not discussing trading him for another several years.
You watch your mouth, old man.
Homer. This might be the dumbest thing that he has to have said in his career.
We'll see if he agrees with what Kyle said. The man is here. He is Homer. Homer, what's going on?
I don't understand the difficulty. You got a major problem, which would limit any chance of Jackson Chourio to be an all-star or the great player that everybody achieves.
What's
and
the major
sad.
problem?
Yeah. He never draws a walk.
Can I?
Never. Hold on. There's a limit to. It's just like, say you had a Packer receiver who drops the ball. Great young receiver. That's one thing. If he dropped every pass, what would you say?
Well,
if he dropped everything,
that's a bad analogy.
No, it isn't.
That
It's
does
a
not
perfect
work.
analogy.
That's like
how is that struck out every
No, we are talking about somebody.
He would never get to the NFL.
What?
He would never get to the NFL.
Well, no, maybe he did other things great. He didn't drop them all then, but now he starts dropping. The point
that's a
is,
flawed analogy.
Jackson Chourio and young players have it to a little degree, but he is walking at a percentage that is so low, you cannot and will never be a star in Major League Baseball with a percentage of walks that is so few. And the fact that people won't talk about it is amazing. Yes, he's young. Yes, young players often don't walk as much. But he was on pace for 12. In 200 plate appearances, he had 4 walks. It's
so for a 21-year-old.
Doesn't matter. I don't care if he's 5.
Homer.
About walks?
Homer.
Yes.
Walks?
He's 21.
We're talking about walks?
Yes, we're talking about walks.
Homer, why is
What about 2 home runs in game 2 as a 20-year-old?
Today.
What about the first 20 and 20 season or for the youngest player ever?
Again, he's not young.
So
Robin
walks
Yount was
are more
young.
important?
When
He's
you
21.
don't get any. When you get a number that is so low, yes,
Homer,
it becomes of significance.
The kid is dynamite. He's still great right now.
You cannot be dynamite with that few walks.
Yes, you can.
Make it up.
It's not so.
Find a player. Now you guys aren't around long enough.
Homer,
Just like
but
Will
Homer, wait a minute. Are you saying that a 21-year-old can't be taught more plate discipline?
I don't know what if he can be
But
taught.
so why would you cut bait with him now? You
I
would've
didn't
cut
say
bait
I
from
cut
Giannis.
bait with him.
You said trade him.
Okay,
That's what you said.
Well, no one even listened to the damn conversation
I only
to
heard
know
the
in the
clip.
context that I said it, which would seem to be important. But the premise is this: if the Brewers, who I believe totally in, saw another young player that they like that maybe isn't as highly touted, if they have the same concern that I do, then yes, you would trade him, and I would suggest they trade him. I don't believe they believe that. I think they believe they could work it out. Now, last year he didn't draw any walks either.
He
then
had
in
39
September,
base on ball.
hold on, yes,
Yep.
in September he drew 11, and I'm sure they thought that resolved it.
But the thing is, Homer,
There is no thing.
Wait. So did his turnaround happen in September last year, or did his turnaround happen way before that?
Turnaround on what?
His season. Last year he started off a little bit cold, and he got. What do you mean you don't care?
That's what I
he
said.
was tearing
when
it
you
up
draw
regardless.
that few walks, you cannot be a star. Period.
But he's 21 years old.
The most important thing that he plays in every night.
Homer, was he a star? Was he a star in the playoffs? Who was the best player on the Brewers roster last year in the playoffs? What are you shaking your head for? Who was the best player last year in the playoffs?
Say
who was the star
he
last
was,
year?
Whatever. Yes,
Okay,
he
but
was.
so what are you saying?
I don't. It's pointless.
Homer,
Yes.
if he was 28, 29 years old and he's been in Major League Baseball for 8 seasons, then maybe that's who he is. But when you're talking about a guy that literally is he is at the start of his second season.
Yeah.
The start of his
Correct.
second season,
Yes.
and you're already saying, well, they should think about trading him. He can't
No,
change it.
on
No,
the
they should think about firing the hitting coach that can't change it.
What about this? The correct analogy here is that Giannis can't shoot free throws, but he's a star, so you deal with it. It's one portion of the game. It's not the major
all right, what if
portion of
Giannis-
his game.
Again, what if Giannis shot
It's Tony
20?
Cartagena,
What if
everybody.
yeah,
TC.
Tony's wrong as well. What if Giannis shot 25%? The
It'd be
issue
worth
isn't
it.
what?
It'd be worth it.
Even at 25%.
All
Yes.
of Giannis.
He shot
is
25%.
Yes.
Okay. Well, now you find any great player in the history of basketball that's been good at 25%. There'd be zero. Why is that?
But Giannis is a freak, like Jackson Chourio is a freak.
No, Jackson's freak. Chourio is not a freak.
If there's deficiencies in their game, one, you hope they improve, and two, you emphasize the other.
Homer, do you realize that Shaq had like a 50-something career free throw
That
shooting?
wasn't 25%.
But why is 25% the number?
Because that
based off of
makes
walks.
you emphasize the degree that Chourio is
Homer.
at not drawing walks.
But even if he's not drawing walks and he's getting hits, then why the hell does it matter? If he's getting on base, which is on base percentage got to get better. But if he's getting hits, why does it matter?
Again, it will matter because players that draw the walks at the level that he's at as they go through a career, unless they get better, they don't have.
But Homer, he's
shouldn't
21.
he get better?
Don't you think that maybe he'll never be amazing at drawing walks, but you think he can be like somewhere between average to below average?
Maybe,
And
but
if
the
he's
point
there,
is,
then he's a
you
superstar.
need to be aware, as everybody does clearly, that this is an issue.
At age 21,
Yes, it's an issue at 21.
I'm just saying, at age
Most
21 right now.
21-year-olds in the
Stop
minor
it.
league.
He at age
he's not
21,
age-
his career OPS, which is your average on base percentage and slugging percentage combined, is 760.
Correct.
That's 760 at age 21, above league average. As a 21-year-old on a great contract for the Milwaukee Brewers to build upon his foundation. And you're saying you're willing. What's the mark of demarcation where you're like, at this point in his career, if the walks aren't at X or his on base percentage isn't at Y, then you got to think about doing it.
Again, if it stays where it's at this year, yes.
So you're saying this is his last year?
No. Again, I'll repeat it because apparently nobody has interest. If the Brewers have the same concern that I do, and I don't know they were, and there was another young player touted as he's touted, all right, or maybe not as touted, I would trade. Sure, there are. They're not the only ones that have done this. There are other very good young players who were drafted.
Homer, you're talking about maybe each year, maybe 2-3 players. Last year, the Jacksons came up. Holiday
there are other players that are highly touted that they haven't signed that contract. Yes, I would, if they would consider and realizing this is a concern, to move him for another young player. Yes.
They just don't make him like Jackson Chourio.
Yeah, yes, they do. If he doesn't draw more walks than the level he's at, his name is Sean Dunston, who was the first player taken in the Major League Baseball draft by the Chicago Cubs years ago, and had this problem his whole career.
So, Homer, what's worse, strikeouts or not drawing walks? Because there's a lot of guys that made a career out of striking out and hitting a lot of home runs.
At the level that he's drawing walks, that is a significantly greater concern.
Jose Hernandez, didn't he lead the league in
You just asked me, and I said this is worse than strikeouts, and then you bring up strikeouts again. I just told you this is worse than 200 strikeouts.
But strikeouts mean I got out. Base on balls means that I did not automatically get, well, not automatically. I didn't work the count to get on base.
It will limit also your on-base percentage dramatically, which is a very weak part of his game.
I don't know. A kid at the age of 20 last year having 21 home runs, 79 RBIs, 80 runs, 29 doubles, 4 triples. I mean, that's
I understand.
Pretty talented.
It is very talented.
Stole 22 bases.
Again, very talented. You need to be aware of this concern. It's a legitimate concern about how good he can be.
How long do you give him? He has to figure this out to be at least.
Well, I won't argue with Anderson that,
1 year?
A couple more years.
Couple years?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a long time.
But my premise
So you're just putting this out early. You're early adopter.
Because it's an issue that no one wants to mention, and it shocks me.
But shouldn't there be flaws in the game of a 21-year-old? I mean, he's not Aaron Judge, who's 33, and has seen thousands and thousands.
There's a range of those errors. This range is scary. Now, he did better last year, and I'm sure at the end of the year when they had 11 walks. But this is scary.
We're 5 games into the 17-game MLB season of NFL schedule. I'm just
you're talking my language, man.
Where he, in plate appearances, he's at about a third for the year.
Okay. That is true.
Right.
Strofe, by the way, you didn't stop me. It's line of demarcation, not mark of...
I believe mark of demarcation also works.
I know, but it's the line of demarcation.
That's correct.
I don't know. And thank you, whoever got me on that one, Matt and Racine.
So you don't want to walk back any of it? You want any qualifiers?
No, I'm happy that people think I'm stupid if they are actually exploring what I'm bringing up.
But it seems when they watch,
what I want is at a game, when he draws a walk, I want a standing ovation. That's what I want at Miller Park.
So how many walks do you want him to draw in the season?
I would say the low should be, what do you have last year?
39.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Homer, quick question for you.
Wait a minute. Are you saying last year sufficed, but this year doesn't? In May?
Okay, Kyle gives up.
So you're saying last year was okay, but
because